The Tape Never Lies Network.
The tape never lies.
Tape never lies.
Starts now.
The tape never lies.
Tape never lies.
The tape never lies.
Tape never lies.
The tape
Man, it just,
Kicking the truth.
my goodness, it slaps.
Larry,
You can't just
Slaps. Slaps.
Never
My goodness, it slaps. Slaps. I'm telling you right now, like, it's so good. So good. Oh my god.
Bye-bye for now. We'll see you on the show. The tape never lies. Keeping it 100.
So good. Oh my god.
You guys know the tape never lies.
It slaps.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
Watch the tape, and when you see the tape, you know the tape doesn't lie, and there's just the tape doesn't lie.
It never has worked, and I think if there is no science behind the NFL draft, even with the billions of dollars they have, at some point, some dude falls in love with somebody who doesn't love the game of football enough, and that's where the failures come in. St. Brown, back to that.
Yeah.
St. Brown has so much ceiling.
Jordy Nelson.
Right? He has so much athletic ability at 6'5". The stats and the playing time aren't there. But we saw a lot of, I remember, and I'm keeping it 100 with you, when he was coming out of that draft, you were looking at his potential, and when the Packers got him, I was like, oh, fuck.
You just like, even though those 8 guys I mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be here in 2023 of those 8 guys?
Yeah.
Not many.
I think you could throw Travis Gibson in there.
I was going to say him too.
Yeah.
He's someone I'd like you to interview because I think
real
he
quick, Phil,
becomes the
before we
guy.
move off of that, I think what this compares to for me, Kevin, and this might be something interesting even to look back at, is that Minnesota game when everybody was out on defense and it was just a bunch of young guys playing. Phil and I were texting each other during the game. I'm like, doesn't this just feel different? Like these guys want it. Like
completely different.
Eddie Jackson's not out there doing his, loafing shit and all this stuff. I'm like, it's a bunch of hungry guys out there that want to be noticed, and that you could just feel the difference. And that's what I think
I said it was my favorite game.
It was. It just
in the last 4 years, and that's
agree.
Playoffs include. I'm sorry to cut in, but I said this earlier tonight too. Just thinking of it and comparing it to exactly what Shayne is saying and what you're seeing, and I think it deserves to be a story. These guys are on 2-year prove-it hungry deals. They could be the impetus, the fucking rocket fuel to set a culture of winning. Because when you get guys that love the game, that aren't got money in their pocket, and Charles Leno decides to be the king of penalties and loaf, Eddie Jackson gets paid, loaf, Tariq Cohen, we can go down the cultural list. There's certain things and factors. Do you love the game? Like Cars was talking about Malik from Liberty. When he has his pro day and he throws these, you could just see this kid loves football. It just jumps out at you. So there is something to these signings.
Answer. I think it's collaborative.
That's what we're afraid of, man.
Well, no, I think
I feel like Dion said the same
answer.
thing.
Yeah.
She said Ted is pulling the strings with Jordan. More Ted.
I think there's a lot that the organization would prefer things be done a certain way, but Ryan Poles, if you're gonna empower him to be in charge of football operations, that's part of it. And I do think that there were a lot of things behind the scenes and that were media involved that Ryan Pace was pulling strings on. I do think he had a lot of say and stuff. But Ryan Pace's view was essentially he wanted the head coach to be the voice. And what was funny about Pace's arc is I remember the end of 2016 press conference. So they just finished, they go 3-13. We know Fox is coming back. At that point, we'd had 2 years of that guy. And we were just, I mean, and I'm pretty, I would love, I should go back and find the transcript. I think that 95% of the questions that day were directed at Ryan Pace. Like John Fox just sat there. And if you guys look back to that, in that moment, Ryan Pace was making Bears fans believe.
Yeah.
Like he was putting out a vision that people were like, yes, this is the guy I want to hear from. I'm done with this coach.
Yes.
I get why he's here. I understand it. But Pace was like, he was delivering this vision. And you could, like, you walked out of there being like, I get it. I get this guy. I believe in this guy. And, you know, and then Nagy gets here, same thing. He wants Nagy to be the voice. And then it's always hard when things get spiral. It's always hard because you just, you know, you're just running uphill. You're on an avalanche coming at you. So like I always will encourage these guys to talk more because that allows them to set the narrative. And I'm hopeful that Ryan Poles will do that. You know, a lot of us were hoping he was going to talk last week about Ogunjobi, about the Khalil Mack trade. You know, we're going to get him in the owners' meetings on Monday. I believe it's Monday afternoon next week. So that'll be kind of the first sense of it. But yeah, my long answer is I'm hopeful that, you know, for your guys' sake, especially, that you're going to hear from the general manager a little bit more this time around.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Chicago's trading up.
100.
Yes! What? Oh my God. Here it is! Just recorded.
The tape never lies.
Other people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort. Keeping it 100.
Open competition over the North and never give it back.
Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shayne's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shayne got some haters. But now they're all stuck like the Jew and now and later. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shayne. Give me some fucking names. We do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unchairs. The tape never lies. The truth, you see, we laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a stat nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Ripsack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Keep it 100. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket, puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it.
Keeping it 100.
2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Never lies. Yeah, exactly.
This is Claudio the Barber, and this is TTNL's Keeping It 100, the best Bears show on the planet. So, of course, we got another great show for you tonight. We got the guy rocking one of my favorite cuts to do. Business in the front, party in the back, baby. But this dude is all business on the field. Linebacker from Coastal Carolina, Silas Kelly is coming on. So let's bring on these guys who would love.
Let's get the auction underway. On the first cow here, who's got 55, 55, 55, 55, 75, sold your way, 65 and a half, 21. Andy Rock 21, Rockstar 21.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
88 out the gate. Claudio's back. That's not the breaking news. You knew he was going to be back.
I was going to come back.
Listen. We got a new safety. Dane, let's try to butcher this name.
Crookshank.
Crookshank.
Yeah.
The only time you don't want that name is
I thought you were going with the Arians news.
No. Fucking Bears first and foremost.
Blazing Game.
We got a safety. I know, your favorite. We are
me and Jackal,
taking it. We're starting a GoFundMe for Claudio to get a Blazing Game jersey.
Oh, no, we're not.
No, we'll have it made in Japan and shipped over to us, Claudio. We'll take care of you. What number is Blazing Game going to wear? 41? That's retired. Brian Piccolo. What's he going to wear, Shayne? You're usually good at this.
420? Can you do a 420?
That would be phenomenal. 420. Yes, we got a new safety. This kid, I remember him coming out of Arizona, and the talent and the traits are there.
Completely. I think it was Ryan Cox or Cars. One of them said it. I'm like,
what's that?
I blanked on.
Oh, you don't
even
remembering
him in the draft? Yeah.
No, I remember him because he was in Arizona.
Yeah.
By the time I get to Arizona, who's had that lyric? I want to see who in the chat can get that. But yes, Crookshank. How are we gonna say his name?
Crookshank.
Yeah. Crookshank. The only name a safe. I like that name. He's like a pirate in the secondary. Crookshank. Captain Crookshank. You don't want that name, Claudio, as a kicker, though. That would be a bad last name. And I know Claudio's favorite name, Blazing Game.
Blazing Game.
The Bears we should have a breaking news drop. The Bears finally have a fullback, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, they had one last year. He was on the practice squad. That was your guy, but he's back in Baltimore now.
Then he disappeared. I'm like, where did he go? Shayne texts me like 11:45 and like, hey, your boy's now no longer on the roster. I go, which boy? He's like, the fullback, Michigan, Connecticut kid.
Yeah,
I know. It's unfortunate, but we do have Blazing Game. We got a Crookshank. We got a center, Claudio. We got Sam Mustipher put on notice. Is he going to step up? We got a lot of stuff to get into tonight. We're going to have our first Keeping It 100 live mock draft. On our patron side, Bearlissimo did his mock 1 on Patreon for Bearlissimo. He's done 545 mock drafts over the last week. So he's perfectly in practice. But I'm excited to do a live mock. I think we'll do flip-flop, Shayne. So you pick, I pick. If Cars is here, then he can pick.
I think Sheri and Claudio should pick and break down each prospect.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Let me pull up a couple websites here real quick.
Quarterback.
Listen,
I don't see Blake.
I'm too busy out there with the auctions. Listen,
Claudio's
trying to make that money. I gotta Listen, look, no hustle, no profit right there. That's it.
There you go.
That's
Sounds
it.
like a
Gotta
new
put it in.
Cool Kennedy song with me and Cool Kennedy. Listen, Cool Kennedy, if you're watching, we just got to release the song that we produced and change 2 lyrics, because I think right now a lot of these people are pushing panic buttons, stepping on the ledge. I don't know if you saw me with Adam Rank last night.
I didn't. Yeah.
We
It's
had a
not
great time.
your appearance isn't, but the overreaction to absolutely everything is nauseating at this point. I mean, it's it all comes down to none of these guys have names. Listen, Ryan Poles told you what they were going to do.
Exactly.
In the presser.
Exactly. And we've been marching to that trumpet ever since. And I'm just super excited that Adam Rank is in that line, that category, that you're not trying to get clicks by panicking people. And that's what we'll never do that here. So as Jacob is saying, you become a patron. Me and George went at it in debating a player. That's real. And we'll stand by our analysis of it. And I'll stand on my corner. He'll stand in his. But that's healthy, because when you're analyzing tape and you're analyzing and projecting, there's no exact science. It's who do you trust, my eye or George's? Do you trust me or him? At the end of the day, they decide. And then there's that missing piece that I felt like we took a lot of time out to show you. There's that. Do they love the game of football? Do they love the game of football? We don't get to sit. Tonight we'll sit with a guy I know that loves the game of football. That's why we wanted to bring him on here. And you'll see. So now I'm looking at the man, the analysis of the person, and a job interview. It's no different. Your resume gets you in the door. You, the person, gets you the job. You go then start working. Claudio hires a new barber. The resume is good. The interview is great. He gets to work. He don't give a fuck and doesn't love cutting hair. Claudio's like, bro, you got to get to stepping. That is no different. It's a business, football. So all your fucking stats, all your 40 times, all that shit goes out the window. How do you play the game when it's
called building a culture? I mean, look, what team did that for years? The Patriots. Yes. The Patriots brought in guys that were
undrafted,
guys, and they came in there and they either worked hard and played hard, or they're out. And hopefully that's what Poles.
That's what I was saying last night with Adam. I think these fans don't understand. Mina Kimes was my show is Kyle Brandt. These guys are looking at names, household names. We've gone back.
Well, she put out there that the Bears couldn't afford anything, and that's not even true.
They can overpay for 100 people right now.
Exactly.
They can pay.
And the fans would be going
anything.
Oh my God, yes, this is great. We're getting all these big names, and then October and November comes around, and they would be
devastated,
shitting all over.
Exactly. Because who's won a championship by winning the offseason? You have to be strategic. Even the fact, and I know I'm repeating, Shayne has said this before. I always try to credit everybody. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, but I think it's very important to say it one more time for TTNL heads, so you can repeat this shit out there to people that don't understand. Names don't win games. Players do. How you define who you are is up to you. I loved DeAndre Houston Carson. Always have. Well, I guess Ryan Poles and Eberflus are seeing the same thing we're seeing on the tape. He loves the game of football. Bring that guy and start building what Claudio's saying, your culture. It's good to talk about it, but I'm seeing Eberflus and Poles be about it. 6th round pick, undrafted, 6th round pick. All of these guys have one thing in common. They all are what Poles called pricks. They're fucking prick. That's what I want. You don't win games with choir boys. You don't win games with choir boys. He's a really nice guy, love for him to come home, meet my daughter. No, that's one aspect. Having class, having dignity, staying in your seat, not smacking anybody. That's what you do. That's a trait of class. Going out there, being an asshole and being a prick after the whistle is not what I'm signing up. In the whistle, be a pain in someone's ass. Always. That gets me excited as a coach. That tells me that you love the game of football, that you're a competitor, that winning means something to you. And as Adam said last night, as Shayne has said many times, when some of these players have won the bank account, football is secondary to wanting prizes and fame on Instagram or whatever it is. You have to love the game of football, and that's where you got to find the players that do. That's the hard part as a GM. So when I look at tape, I want to see my analysis of A-Rob is on point. Maybe A-Rob turns it around, gave up because Matt Nagy was such a fucking used car salesman. Maybe that's it. Allen Robinson will go to Rams and play different, and people will write a narrative. But what I saw on tape and showed you on Patreon and on our YouTube channel was a guy that didn't give a shit when the ball was away. If David Montgomery hit the zone, hit the crease, found it, if you got one little effort in your block, you help spring a play. It's a team game. It's a team game. Anybody worth their grain of salt would tell you that. I get fired up with it because I don't want to hear names. Tonight, they signed a safety that I feel like has been in the league for a long time. I loved him coming out. He's got great length and great tenacity. Anybody that gets in the NFL, last point, is a great football player. It's up to that person to decide that I'm going to push myself to another level. I don't run a 4.5. I run a 4.6, but I'm 1/10 of a second slower than you. I can make up with desire, with will. So your 40 time means shit if you're a pussy in the hole. If you're a fucking animal, your 40 time doesn't matter because you're going to get there. You're going to do everything in your power. I know how to motivate the guys. I know how to motivate the player, but I can't play the game for them. If their goal is to get paid and they've done it and they've stopped, that's on them. That's you looking at yourself in the mirror. We've seen it many a time here in Chicago. And that's the seesaw, the balancing act from a good team, what Claudio's talking about. The New England Patriots are exactly the showcase. Okay, we'll let our best corner go. He wants to get paid someone else. We'll find someone else that is going to give 100% every down. And then when he gets paid, we'll try to pay him to reward him for the sacrifices he made. That's what this game is all about. Because when we talk, last point, I know I said it, when we talk about some players, sometimes this guy's a bum. This guy, no, he's not. No, he's not. You could say his effort is completely bum-like. He's a great athlete that's just not buying into what you're doing. So what Ryan Poles and Eberflus are doing, they're not winning the headlines for Mina Kimes and company. But they're certainly finding football players that are going to go 100 miles an hour, that are going to buy into their system, and you're going to reap the rewards later. And then Bears fans are, I didn't see this coming. Well, I did. They're building a new culture. Speaking of new cultures, Shayne, this guy is all about culture. We're excited tonight to have this guy coming on the football channel, the best Bears show on the planet, breaking down football, the draft, free agency. Tonight, this guy started. He was a captain. He's a leader. I'm going to let him speak on his experience, but I'm all about a guy that's the underdog, the guy looking at the draft with the desire to get on a roster. So what Coach Atoshin says, there's no way I can cut this motherfucker. I can't cut him because he plays to the whistle and does everything to the most of his ability. When I watch his tape, that's what I see. But let's introduce him, Shayne. And I'm sorry to his parents because I was swearing probably when I'm introducing him as they're watching. But I get fired up with guys like this because they are the essence of this greatest game in the world, football. Here he is out of Coastal Carolina, Silas Kelly.
Bears fans, nobody knows linebackers like Chicago knows linebackers.
Keeping it 100.
And this guy has Chicago Bears written all over. A member of the greatest story in college football the last 2 seasons. This dude just keeps bringing it, never stops. He's got a motor for days. The only thing more impressive than that is his mullet.
It's a pandemic. Let's have some fun.
Bears fans, get up out your seats and give a proper TTNL network welcome to a guy that loves doing the dirty work that makes up what a team is all about. He's Coastal Carolina linebacker Silas Kelly.
There he is.
Phil, thanks for having me on, man.
Absolutely. Are you kidding?
That was a sweet little intro video you got up there.
Did you like that?
Yeah, that was dope.
Are you blushing? Because I can't tell.
Nah, I'm not blushing, but that was a good video, man.
That's all about you, man. You star in the video. Shayne writes the narrative. Then we have the voice, my guy, Lawrence Fleming, and he does the voiceover. And then I put it all together and I pick out some hip hop. I know you like AC/DC, but I didn't want to get a copyright claim for putting them on there. But I'm so excited to have you on the show tonight because you are exactly what I said. You are football. You are football in America. And I think we need to tap into the past before we go ahead and really talk about how you got to Coastal Carolina. And real quick, I'll preface it with this. I remember me and my now wife were dating. We went to Myrtle Beach. And someone on the beach was like, they got this great running back at Coastal Carolina. And I was like, Coastal Carolina? And I happened to be driving by and I see this nice, I mean, it was gorgeous, done up, what do you call it, Shayne? Gardens. And it says Coastal Carolina. I was like, what is this? So I drove down, I saw the campus and I'm like, wow, I never even heard of this school. So now that was the weekend that Michael Jackson passed. That's when I went down there. And now you're here. How did you get there, though, at Coastal Carolina? Talk about that.
Yeah, so coming out of high school, I was getting into the recruiting game and realized I had the potential to play college ball. I always wanted to play college football. My dream was always to go to the NFL. So I was taking those steps, going to recruiting camps and talking to coaches on Twitter and keeping up with all that stuff, trying to get a look out there, and ended up going to a University of Maryland camp, and I'm from Maryland, and did really well. I was talking to their coach at the time, ended up performing really well at the camp, and they offered me a scholarship out of high school to play safety for them. I was a safety in high school. Ended up committing to Maryland after they offered me, and was committed for about 6 months my senior year. Mm-hmm. And then like 2 days before Christmas, my senior year, they had a coaching change. They fired Coach Edsel, who had offered me, and brought in DJ Durkin, who called me and kind of told me that I wasn't a player that he wanted on his team, or that fit into his system. Oh my God. And that was the first I had talked to him So that kind of lit a fire under me. Maryland was my dream school. And that my team, one of my best friends from high school, a teammate, he was committed there to play football too. It was a big deal for both of us going there. So that kind of lit a fire under me. Going into college, ended up decommitting. Got a bunch of FCS offers, a couple FBS offers. Coastal moving up to FBS at that time.
Yeah.
Offered me. I came down here on a visit. Talked to Coach Mowgli and the whole staff. Was with a bunch of guys that ended up committing and were my teammates throughout the years, and the rest is history.
All right, man, we got to jump right into it with the hair. We can't just let it sit here and get to the second question.
A real American hero right here.
Yeah, you got to tell us the story behind that. And I also want to know, depending on where you go in the draft or, however this unfolds, you go to a team, they have some rookie hazing. I've known a few guys that have got the buzz right down through the middle. How are you going to adjust to that if that happens?
Man, it'll be an adjustment for sure. I'll tell you that much. How it got started though, we had done some crazy hair things throughout the years. I think 2019 we all had mohawks during camp and stuff. We always grow mustaches during camp. There's kind of just little things that we like to do. But in 2019 I had a mohawk, and then ended up tearing my ACL in the second game of the year. So I was out for the year. I was done. Couldn't really think about football too much anymore. I was more thinking about recovery, trying to be there for my guys as much as I could. Again, I was a captain at a time, so kind of took a different type of role as a captain. I couldn't really lead on the field anymore, so had to take more of a hands-off approach. But that kind of gave me the opportunity to focus focus on other things. So one of those things in the downtime when I was icing my knee and waiting for surgery was my haircut. And I thought, I was a junior at the time, I was thinking, I'm either going to get to the NFL or I'm going to have to get a job at some point. And the time for me to be able to have a mullet is running out one way or the other. So I was like, there's no better time to start growing it than now. And I told a couple of my teammates, I was like, I'm growing a mullet right now. I'm gonna have it ready for next season. And a couple of them were like, yeah, man, like, let's do it. I'm so in. So me and Teddy Gallagher and CJ Shrimp started growing mullets, and then it bled into other teammates. They saw ours kind of taking shape, and then they jumped on board, and then a couple of our coaches jumped on board. And then here we have this incredible season in 2020, and all of us have mullets, and our coaches got a mullet, and people go crazy over it. So that's kind of the story of the hair. With the rookie camps, my linebackers coach played for the Chicago Bears back in the day, Rod Wilson.
Rod. Rod.
Yeah.
Seventh rounder.
Yeah. Special teams.
Yes, sir. And
running down.
I was talking to him, and I was like, Coach, I
should have
hear
brought him on with you tonight. We could.
Yeah, I know.
Give him some
I
Bears.
hear they do. They can do rookie haircuts. Like you think I got a shot of keeping this through rookie mini camp or even camp as it is? He said, "Oh no, man, that's all gone."
Yeah,
I was like, I make my peace with it, and if that's what it takes to get on an NFL team, I'll do whatever it takes.
It's hair; it grows back, man.
Yeah.
You actually had your hair cut short in high school, and you were throwing down dunks in high school. Watching you on basketball, you were quite the basketball player. How much of that has transitioned into your game? And do you still play some ball, or is it just strictly football?
Yeah, I love basketball. I played in high school. I think I wasn't the best basketball player. I was more just a great athlete, and I could always jump pretty well. And so that's helped me. And when I got to college too, like I love playing pickup games and stuff. And me and a couple of the guys would go over to the gym here at school, and they'd see this tall, kind of built white dude throwing down dunks, and everybody kind of like looks around like, who the hell is this guy?
He looks like he was just at a rock concert.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's throwing down two-hand dunks.
Like, I think this guy's about to tackle me, and he just jumps over me and dunks. So people kind of looked around a little bit, but I have fun with
it. Let me ask you this real quick about your being named a captain. How important is that to you as a player in that season, 2019, 2020, and last season, right? You were named the captain. So clearly the team and the culture that the head coach And that conversation that he has with you was surrounded by your personality. And listen, you can go into this as well in this context, but watching Coastal Carolina, there was an emphasis on a brotherhood and having a lot of fun with this game. Talk about it.
Yeah, it's a huge deal to me. It's probably one of the things that I'm most proud about in my football career, is just because we have our players vote on captains. Our coaches have nothing to do with who gets voted as captain. So for a group of guys that, you know, come in and are buying into this system and had strung together a couple bad seasons, and for them to believe in me to be able to lead them and you know, set the standard for what we want as a program, and feel good about taking this team where we wanted to go. That's huge. I mean, that's everything. And I've always tried to live as best as I can, do everything that I can to support the vision of our team and take us where we want to go. And I think my teammates saw that, and, you know, see me doing extra work after lifts, or see me stretching a little bit more, or see me doing all the right things on the field. You know, giving 100% effort every play, running to the ball, swarming to the ball, you know, hyping each other up. They see that on the field. They see that off the field. They see that during workouts. And they felt like they could trust me. And that's something that means a lot to me, because within a team, you need trust in order to get the job done. You know, football's got 11 guys on each side of the ball, and each one is relying on the other guy to do his job. So if you can't trust each other off the field, you can't bond off the field or have a good connection off the field, then you're never going to be able to have a chance on the field. You know, you got to form that relationship. And that's something that we kind of developed at Coastal Carolina, was that brotherhood, you know, relationship that you're talking about. We all, like, I could go in the locker room and close my eyes and spin around and point at a locker, and I could go and sit next to that dude, go eat lunch with him. It doesn't, like, we were all close. There was no cliques. You know, we had that brotherhood, and that's something that I think myself, the other captains on the team, and Coach Chadwell, among the other coaches, helped develop through the years. You know, Coach Chadwell and I had a conversation when he took over, and I sat in his office with him. There were a bunch of guys that were transferring out. They didn't like Coach Chadwell, wanted to, you know, go test it in other waters. But I sat there, and he said, "So are you in or you out?" And I said, "I'm in, Coach. Like, I'm all in." And he said, "Yeah, I knew you were. So let's get this thing rolling." And that's what we did. We took it from there and never looked back.
Who's this guy?
I told you, they have not updated their roster pick, man. I told you. My friends tell me I'm a shapeshifter too.
That's business, Silas.
Yeah, that's business. That's business in the front. The back's coming to the front these days. There's no hiding it.
All the curls have come out.
Oh yeah. I never knew I had curly hair until I grew it long.
Grew it out.
Yeah. I mean, my sisters all have curly hair, so I should have known. But
so entering this process, I mean, we're, you know, about a month away. What is your typical day? What time are you getting up, and what is you know, as you're heading down the home stretch with this, what is a typical day for you right now?
Yeah, so I typically wake up around 6:45 or 7, get downstairs, get some breakfast in me, usually eat some oatmeal with some berries, get a bottle of water in me, and then I head to the field. Me and a bunch of other guys that are, you know, going through this process together, CJ Brewer, Isaiah Likely, Jeff Gunner, guys like that. Teron Jackson, who's on the Eagles now, he's back here working with us. So we all go into the field in the facility. Shamar Jones, another guy, we go to the facility. We get on a lift program, so probably about 8 or 9, depending on when you know, our team is lifting, because they're in off-season workouts right now. Excuse me, they're in off-season workouts right now, so we got to work around their kind of schedule with the weight room and stuff. But we'll hop in there with them if there's an open rack and get a workout in. So pretty much 8 until noon to 1, we're in there working out, lifting, and then we go out there and run with them and do some position work, and then head to the training room, get some you know, maintenance stuff done, ice tub, and then go back home, eat some food, eat a lot of food, because you're out there working out for that long without eating. You gotta go back and refeed. So it's been cool to be able to focus on all these things that matter so much for, you know, your body, taking care of it the right way, and being able to totally focus on that. That's been one of the coolest things of this whole process, was not having, you know, MBA classes or homework or anything else to distract me. Like, I can totally focus on football and my body, and be able to, you know, spend the amount of time that I want to on those type of things.
How has your diet changed from, say, November, December to here heading into April?
It's gotten more strict. I've always eaten pretty clean. I haven't really had a problem with, eating the right foods. I've always been pretty good with that. I was in exercise science. One of my majors in undergrad was an exercise science major, so I took a nutrition class and got a good amount of knowledge on that. So I was always pretty good with that. But down at training in Florida, I trained at X3 Performance in Florida. Got me on a meal plan down there, and kind of broke it down to the nth degree. I took a blood type test to see what types of foods work best for my blood type, and kind of really broke it down and developed a plan for me based on my goals to decrease body fat, but also continue to put on muscle mass, which is really hard to do and it takes a lot of time. So it's just being diligent with your foods that you're putting in your body, and that's something I've been able to take with me from training since I've been back at school.
Let me ask you, the game, obviously, you've had your pro day, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you had the scouts there. Were scouts asking you to work at, safety again? Did they put you through any of those drills? And, with the advent of so much passing in the NFL, guys like you become more relevant, more so than people think, because you could play that dime and nickel linebacker position where you're matched up one-on-one against a tight end, or you're being asked to blitz, and you have that side, that length at 6'4", 230, that kind of stuff you can't, coach size. So to have that length and like you said, you're an athlete, I could see that on tape. So did anybody work you out back at safety? And what did you do? How did you feel like you did at your pro day?
I felt like I had a great pro day. I was very happy with my performance. The DBs and the linebackers were kind of bunched together a little bit. So some of the drills kind of overlapped. So I did some DB drills a little bit, not too much, but a drill here or there, flipping your hips and chasing the deep ball and high point and stuff like that. And I received great feedback from all the scouts, all the teams that were there, said that I really improved my draft stock a lot. And that's what I wanted to do. I knew that was going to happen. I've trusted my process. I've trusted myself. I believe in myself, and I know that I'm the type of player that can help out in the pass game. And like you said, be that dime linebacker that can take you all the way down the field, but also I'm big enough and strong enough to come off the edge, and I have pass rush abilities, and I've played linebacker for 5 years as a starter in the FBS. So I have the knowledge of fronts and, run schemes and gap schemes and things like that I could play a true Mike, I could play a true Sam, or I could play a dime position. And that's not even to mention what I can do on special teams. So I feel like I've showcased my abilities as a complete football player.
I was looking over your pro day numbers, Silas, and I'm starting to get a little bit of a feel for you now, just a little bit talking to you. And with your basketball background, I'm looking at your vertical jump, the 38.5. As impressive as that is, I have this feeling like you were pissed that you didn't get 40. Like I don't know why that's coming across. I'm like, this dude's probably like, motherfucker, I wanted 40. But.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I mean, there's always more in the tank that you want to squeeze out of yourself. And I did play basketball in high school, but I was also a state champion high jumper.
There you go.
When I walked up to the vertical jump, the jet scout was right there. He said, "Oh, you're the high jumper, aren't you?" I was like, "Yep."
He's doing his research.
They know everything.
They
know everything.
That they do.
Well, the Jets better know everything, because they've not that we should be talking, it's fair, but we've had some, as you saw in your intro, some history at the linebacker position. So here you are, obviously playing Mike Backer, guard steps down. We'll go your left guard steps down. You're going to knock down on the defensive tackle. Your first step is with your left foot. And are you just flying into that gap to fill it? Is that your favorite thing about playing that position, or are you more in love with being in coverage or blitzing and pass rushing? That kind of, I heard as you talked about it, you could do Sam, you could do Will, and I can vouch for watching you on the tape. I feel like, at 6'4", you move like a Will linebacker, but I totally could see you playing Sam linebacker with your length to be able to shut down these, tight ends. And the Chicago Bears are going back to a 4-3. So do you love the run game, or are you more adept at covering the pass and pass rushing?
Listen, man, I love football.
There you go.
I love it all. Filling the gap,
right answer.
Covering the tight end, beating a pulling guard there, getting him when his shoulders aren't square and hitting him square in the side and knocking him on his ass. Those are the type like that gives me chills. And same thing as covering. And dude, I love it all. Like you got me all worked up over here just thinking about it. So it doesn't matter if it's Mike, if it's Will, if it's Sam. I love it all. No matter where you put me, I'm gonna embrace it and absolutely dive into my role and perfect it.
Being at Coastal Carolina, who is if you're looking back at all the games that you've played, where was your wow moment? Like that dude, that you're going against, like, wow, that guy, I'm going to see him hopefully on Sundays. Who is the best player that you ever played against?
Best player I ever played against was probably my tight end, Isaiah Likely. Yeah. And I saw him at practice every day, which was great for me.
You're saying you were lifting weights with him. He's going to be lifting his wallet. That's going to be pretty heavy here in a couple more weeks, man. He's going to go
he's a great player. He's a great player, and he's earned everything that's coming to him. But we got that, I was blessed to have that opportunity to be able to go against him every day in practice and learn from each other. And, we'd do a rep and he'd say, why'd you do this? Or why'd you get your hands up so fast? And I would say the same thing to him in an inside run and in everything. Like you're giving stuff away or something like that. So having each other to help, nitpick the little things and learn from each other. And he's a great athlete and I'm a great athlete. And we had some battles during camp, and that was kind of what helped us get better as players, I think.
That's two back-to-back home run answers for any NFL scout watching this show. And I know they do. This is the kind of stuff where cultures are built, guys like you that buy in. Coach Eberflus is talking about a loaf system and hits, and these are acronyms to try to make players understand that maximum effort between those whistles, each and every play, is important. When I watch you play, I see you checking that box. You don't loaf. You're hustling, as our announcer put in your thing, every moment. You're playing like with your hair on fire, and that we don't want to burn that mullet yet. I'm sure the veterans will take care of that later, but talk about what's going on. I'm trying to word this question because me and Shayne never write out questions, but I want fans to understand the position of linebacker on the FBS level. What's going on in your head as you're in these moments at linebacker, and it's on you to know that you got to run to that crossroads with a guy or else he's going the distance. Is there something about you that you just tap into to get that determination and that will up to that level?
I'll tell you this, there's nothing that in that moment that I tap into. I'd say I'm tapped into it all the time. That's just the way that I play. We focused a lot on loafs at Coastal, and that was a huge point of emphasis in the off season and in camp and during practice every day. I can still hear my coach screaming, "No loafs" right now, Coach Staggs. Every day.
Come to Chicago, you're going to be hearing the same thing.
Yeah, and I love it.
He's already built for that. Then
I like, you got to fly to the ball as a linebacker. So much is asked of you. You got to get the D lineman right. You got to focus on pass coverage and run downs, and you got to know what's coming before it's coming and get everybody on the right page. And so much of that happens pre-snap. You get the formation and you have the call in your head. Then you start looking at little clues and keys and, is the guard's hand light or is the back a little bit deeper, stuff like that. And that kind of gives you hints into what's about to come. But once the ball is snapped, you can't think. And I do all my thinking before the play even starts. So then once I'm in the play, I'm just reacting. And like I said, I don't tap into anything. I just play that way. I'm at that level all the time. So there's no decision in me that's like, I got to go. I'm always going, I'm all like, if there's somebody out there, like, I kind of think of it in my head as like a seeking missile. Like Yeah. I'm locked on a target, and it's the ball. And whoever has the ball, like, that's going to change my direction to wherever that is. And I'm going to fly there until I get there, or until the whistle blows, or whatever, where the play's over, or whatever.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's
important stuff.
It's actually perfect timing here, Silas, because Chicago's in a complete regime change, and they bring in a coach, and there's some overpriced vet players here that Phil and I have been banging our heads against the wall. That you hear about this hits philosophy, and you talked about the loafs. That's not in their DNA anymore, unfortunately. And to listen to Coach Eberflus, the new head coach in Chicago, talk, he's essentially describing exactly what you just talked about. And Phil said it's almost like you're preordained to go to a coach like that. Because one of the things that he talked about in his opening presser when they, unveiled him to the fans and to the media, told the players, said, "Get your track shoes on. You guys are going to run. And when you think you've run enough, you're going to run some more. And when you think you're done running, we're going to run some more."
Yeah.
So keep that mentality, man. I'm telling you, because
he's born with this.
It does not matter where you get drafted, Silas. It mattered. You get the opportunity, and you go out there and you keep that same attitude. Everybody's going to know who Silas Kelly is in time. Don't worry about draft slotting or anything like that, man. I love your attitude.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Silas, when you were a kid, was there a team or a player that you rooted for and that you felt like you patterned your game after?
Yeah, this guy, Rod Wilson.
Yes, sir. That's the guy. I can't say that I was a Bears fan. I was a Giants fan growing up.
Okay.
Nobody's.
That's why we call it. Keep it 100 here.
I got family from Connecticut, New York. My dad was always a Giants fan, and watching football with him growing up, I became a Giants fan too. And one thing that we always talked about was Lawrence Taylor, and he's the type of guy that changed the game, with his play, type of things that he did. And you want to talk about a guy flying around, like that's the guy you want to be like. So I think I take pieces of him a little, like Bobby Wagner's another linebacker that I've watched a lot. He's the type of guy that is a tactician on the field. Like he knows exactly where he's going every snap. Every step is intentional. Everything comes from him reading the play, making his movements, and getting to the ball. So I think I wouldn't say there's one particular player that I model my game after completely. But I take bits and pieces from guys that I see. Luke Kuechly's another one, like Bobby Wagner. They're along the same lines, flying around, know exactly what's going on the field. Darius Leonard is another one right now who's absolutely killing it in the NFL. And you try to take bits and pieces from different guys that you see in different techniques and try to implement that in your own game and in your own way. And I think that's what I do.
In terms of getting ready for the draft, again, Silas, what has been your feedback, through your agent about expectations about where you could potentially, be slotted in the draft? Do you have any info or any, foresight into that?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that I'm pretty much in the priority undrafted free agent to potential late round type of guy, and that's pretty much what I've been hearing. That's pretty much been consistent throughout the entire process. What I'm trying to do right now, what I've been trying to do, this whole year through the draft prep process and pro day and, interviews like this, I want people to get to know me a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I've been underrated everywhere that I've gone. Coming out of high school, I was underrated. DJ Durkin told me I wasn't good enough. And that lit a fire under me. Coming to Coastal, and our first few years we were losing and people laughing at me wearing Coastal stuff. That lit a fire under me. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I've proven people wrong at each step. And I just want to continue to show people who I really am, show people the type of person I am, the type of player that I can be, and what I can bring to an organization from a football standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, from a locker room standpoint. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Just try to be the best version of myself and, do everything I can every day to show people that I belong on an NFL roster, that they will, be they'll look really smart if they end up taking me in, the 6th or 7th round. They're gonna talk about me as one of the gems that came out of this year's draft.
Once you get settled in the NFL and make it, man, I would actually be calling DJ Dirk and thanking him.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
For real.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a slight towards him, but stuff like that is important. And you have the proper mindset. If somebody is going to essentially talk down to you like that within the first time, the first conversation with them, you bottled all that up, man. And like you said, it lit a fire, and that's exactly what you want to do.
Tom Brady still is
Damn
motivated by where he was drafted.
Yeah.
There is I get goosebumps thinking about it, but there is a temperament. There is a complete empathetic honesty, what you just said, that makes me even like you even more. When I couldn't think that I like you more, you just made me like you more. Because listen, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I would say about 80% of the world loves an underdog, right? And I still love the movie Rocky, every single one of them, even the freaking Tommy Gunn one with his mullet as well. I'll watch them all. But the underdog story is something that I think is important. But I think factually, for context for you, I said it on Adam Rank's show, I believe, the other day, or Patron. I was talking about the best defensive football player I saw was undrafted out of Texas A&I, and his name was John Randall. And he literally dominated people, and he was half the size of everybody. Undrafted free agents, there's more in the Hall of Fame than there are first overall picks. And I know that the numbers don't match up, but there's also, I think it's getting to the point where I think it is undrafted. There's more than there are first round picks. And just think about it. I mean, the motivation that a football player has when someone doubts them, to Shayne's point, and you go out there and prove them wrong. And this more a statement about you than it is a question, but for our audience listening as well as watching, I think it's important that you understand that kind of transparency of understanding of where you're being slotted. Okay, don't believe in me. I'm going to show you that. That's what a linebacker for me is all about. You're the guy that I can't cut because you're too much in flux, in the flow of what I want this culture to be. And you are the perfect guest, because we are literally before the show talking about these guys that the Bears have signed. They're 6th round picks, undrafteds, guys that have just show that they love the game of football. And with your athleticism, you will do it. I believe in you. And I think all our fans are fans of you tonight because they're going to follow you through this. Now, let me ask you this question, though, because I wanted to say that to you personally. The passion, as Brian is saying, you're 100% right, Brian. And I saw Logan say happy belated birthday. So I will also say that to you.
Thank you.
That season, BYU comes to town with this young quarterback. Everyone's loving this kid, and you guys are such underdogs. I remember very vividly Kirk Herbstreit and company, everything going on there. What was that like? And is that the kind of energy you want to tap into as you move to the next level?
No doubt about it. And that week was something out of a movie for us. College game day coming to our campus, and we were supposed to play Liberty, and then we find out 2 days before that we're about to play BYU. And we stayed late that day. A bunch of us stayed real late in the facility watching film and stuff, trying to get a feel on these guys. And everybody was saying these guys have no chance. Like, Coastal has absolutely no shot against these guys. They're men. They're all 25, 26, big boys. Like, Zach Wilson's best quarterback in the NFL. They're going to absolutely pummel us. And that was the narrative that we heard. And then we turned the film on, and we've got an unshakable belief in ourselves. That is something that we had as a team, which is it's special. You want that in a program, and we had that. And we turned on the film, and like we started looking around. Me and Teddy were looking at each other, and CJ Brewer started looking at each other. You know, like we can beat these guys. Like they're good. That like they're a great team. But we're a great team, and everybody's writing us off because we're Coastal Carolina. Nobody's heard of us, but you know we knew we could beat those guys. And I'll tell you another story. Before that game, that every Friday night, our Coach Chadwell comes and gives speeches and talks about points, keys to the game, stuff like that. There's a little hype up video, and everybody cheers and screams, and it's super hyped up. And then we go home and get ready for the game. Before BYU Friday night in the facility, same thing. You know, Coach Chadwell's giving his speech, keys to the game, talking about it. You know, trying not to make it bigger than it is. And then they play the hype up video, but it's not a hype up video. It's a compilation of radio shows and ESPN broadcasters and sportscasters talking about Coastal Carolina has no chance. Coastal Carolina is going to get blown away. Everybody on College Game Day choosing BYU to win, you know, things like that. And it was like a 2.5 minute long video montage. And credit to our video team when I say this. Thomas did an incredible job with that video.
Right.
But showed that video, and there was an energy in the room that I don't think I've ever felt anywhere else in my life, and I haven't since then. But every week we get up after the video and we cheer, and we are hooping and hollering out of the facility. Once that video ended, we stood up and we all walked out of there. Nobody said a word. There was a silence on the air. It was eerie. It was like a horror film was going on, and something bad was about to happen, because we took those words, the disrespect that we took it as, and we, like you said, bottled it up, and that we played with that game. And I think you could tell by the way that we played that we were pissed off. We were tired of people, you know, saying we were going to get blown out, and that's kind of how we played.
The doubters went home with their hands, you know, their heads in their hands. And I'll never forget that game. You guys, to your point, and I want to take it, I'm sorry, Shayne, one step further here and give some perspective on football and what you just said. Here, the Chicago Bears rival is the Green Bay Packers, and they have have had 40 years of Hall of Fame quarterbacks, right? Well, the Aaron Rodgers comes to your town and says, I fucking own you, and pulls the belt out and yelling it to the fans. I was at that game on the other side of the field. And this football coach that we had doesn't do what your head coach does and use that to understand the pride and the doubt and the passion needs to tap into. And I think your belief, what you saw with Coastal Carolina, what you're seeing in Silas Kelly, tapping into the doubt as motivation to prove everybody wrong, is something I believe Ryan Poles and Eberflus are doing, not only with their signings, but the culture that they're building. You've been in that loafs hits system type of thing with your coach constantly yelling, no loafs. How important is that, do you believe, for the entire team? And was there accountability if there was players loafing?
It's huge. Yeah, it's huge. And it's what we got to. Like I said, our coach would scream no loafs and stuff, but it got to the point where the players, we took control. And
exactly,
ultimately, you want a player-led team. Like the coaches set the standards, and you want players that will take those standards and enforce them within the team. And that's what we had. We had great leadership on our team, a bunch of guys that had played a lot of football and been through the years where, you know, we went 3-9 and we went 5-7 2 years in a row. We went through that type of stuff. We understood what it took to bring a team together and the details required to, you know, make up points that were lost on the field. In 2019, we went 5-7. We lost 5 games by 24 points. And those were all one possession games. We could have been 10-2 that year, but we lost those games due to some little detail. There was something that we weren't doing in the little details of practice or workouts or whatever. And that's something that we try to tell the young guys, because, you know, especially this past season, you come into a team that just, set college football kind of on fire, talking about them, and had a great season. Sun Belt champions, won 11-1, went to a bowl game for the first time in school history. And these young guys are like, oh, we're just going to keep winning. And we try to enforce them like, it's not easy. Like, just because we did it last year doesn't mean we're going to do it this year. We have to carry these standards over, and we enforce that on the field. And there will be times when we'd be having a workout, and if you don't know anything about our workouts, our strength coaches are maniacs, and they get after us and they test us mentally and physically. And I couldn't be more thankful for them. But there have been times when they set the stopwatch down. They're like, you guys aren't making your times. We're out of here, and me and CJ Brewer and Teddy Gallagher and the leaders of the team, we would take control and say, no, we're not out of here. We're not done until we get this right. And we would stay out there till we got it right, and, keep pounding away. And that's kind of the little moments that make up a team, and that kind of bring you together and let you know that you're going to play for each other, because coaches aren't there anymore. It's just you and your guys. That's when you build your team. And that's what we did at Coastal. That's the type of stuff that I can bring to an NFL locker room. That's kind of just the way that I carry myself.
Silas, not that you need any added motivation, but in terms of draft day, what are your plans for the, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? And is that something that you've thought about to actually help fuel your fire moving forward? Because you yourself said, being maybe a 6th or 7th or priority free agent, are you going to sit there through every pick, every round, and use that as added motivation? Like, I'm better than that guy. All right, you take him, you do it. You'll hear from me. You guys will all hear from me soon. Is that kind of your mindset? Will you put yourself through that, or are you just going to kind of go away and do your own thing and not worry about it too much?
I'll be watching the full draft. I'll watch every pick, every day, waiting to hear my name called. That's something I've dreamed about, is hearing my name called on draft day. I think every person that wants to go to the NFL, dreams about that. And so I'll be watching every single pick, every name that gets called out, and I'll, like Tom Brady, note where I'm taking or if I'm not taking, and use wherever that is to fuel me to keep working, and the work never stops. And let's say by some chance I get drafted in the 4th round, it doesn't matter. You just got to keep getting better. Just got to keep working, got to keep getting better, keep improving. Say I go undrafted, doesn't matter. You just got to get better, got to keep getting better. And that's kind of another piece of my mindset that I employ in, everything I do. Just got to continuously improve, continuously be the best version of yourself. I believe I can do anything I set my mind to. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set my mind to becoming the best I can be, and keep working until I do that. And that I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to be the best I can be, because I can always be better. So
that's important.
Great answer.
Great answer. And I just I'm going to give you a question, but I want to give you some sage advice. I love the game of football. I'm 5'7", 178 pounds at the time. I couldn't make it. You're 6'4", 230. Someone's got to give you a shot, and you just got to roll with it. Every play, like it's a fucking last play. Hit everything that moves, and make them be unable to let this kind of football player with that kind of determination, because when everything's said and done, everybody's a great athlete in the NFL. I remember when I went to Hofstra, I thought I was the shit, and everybody was the shit. When I was like, everybody's great here. And that was an eye-opener. NFL, that's times 20. It's 1 in a million shot. So if you do get your shot, just like you said, you got the right attitude, but you're going to have to go even further into the depth of your heart and tap into that motivation again, because I see you have the talent. There's going to be a lot of people disbelieving in you, and then when they do, you prove them wrong each and every time. That is the role that I think people just don't understand. Now, with me saying that advice to you, because I already know, talking to your agent, talking to you, that you're that type of guy. But I wanted to say that because watching your tape, I feel like you are underrated here. And you can be even better than you are. And I'm pulling for you 100%. I want to see you do well. So always like the last play, especially wherever you get drafted. And when you get paid, you still play the game because you love the game. That's the most important thing. Now, my question to you is incorporated in this. We never asked this question to guests. You're the first one. Every football player I've ever known, high school, pro, college, they have this one play that they regret, that they didn't make, or that what was your play that you love to have back? Is there one that sticks out in your mind?
Yeah. So this past season we played Troy, and there was a play where we had a pressure, and I was in the pressure. I was coming up the middle. They they tossed it out to the running back, I believe, on a sweep. And so I rerouted and went and redirected, chasing the ball, and like I said, pursuing the ball. And I get there, and we had a defensive back coming at an angle down towards the sideline. So we were approaching the sideline. I was chasing from behind, and I thought that he was going to take his legs out, and I was going to hit him up top. So I pushed him up top, and they never hit his legs. And dude, if I could take that play back, that was probably the most embarrassing play of my career, because I pushed him, he didn't go out of bounds, and I should have just ran as fast as I could and threw my whole body at him and latched on until he was on the ground. That's the number one play I would take back, just because I feel like it was soft. That was a soft play of me in my head, and if I could take it back, I would in a heartbeat.
This is the home run stuff, Shayne.
I totally agree.
You could embrace the truth of what you've done. That's
if you ask somebody a question like that and they don't have an answer, those are the things that you want to worry about. And you could see
he knew right away. The great ones know right away. So if you're listening to the podcast or you're watching now and you played the game, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If you look in the mirror, there's one. I have one play too, and somebody else should have their play. So for you to answer it so truthfully, every GM, scout, anybody watching this show in the pros, no matter where it is, Canadian, XFL is now, The Rock, can you smell? They're going to have a freaking pro team. And I've been waiting for years because I feel like the NFL lacks a developmental league. We saw it with the NFL Europe and how it was, oh my God, Jim Miller, Marcus Robinson. These are just bears that were able to find their career because they had that pro league. And I know I'm getting on a tangent, but I just want that for players that aren't. We have a saying here, performance over politics. Matt Nagy would always, and the Chicago Bears in the past, always put politics first. We drafted this guy high. We got a plan. Silas is showing everybody. Guys are talking on the sidelines. Fucking Tony Medlin, the equipment manager, can tell that Silas should be out there. No, we drafted this guy in the second round. We got to play him. That's a losing culture. That's a losing coach, and it always will be. That's why you don't have champions. Bill Belichick, the stats are for losers guy. He's going to say, Silas Kelly, get the fuck out there. Get him out. Give me someone that wants it. That's the difference. Listening to you be totally honest here makes me get fired up because you're the type of guy I want to see in a blue, navy blue, orange, and white. And I hope Coach Eberflus is checking boxes with you.
He's got the right color curtains back there, man. Preordained, I'm telling you.
He put them up. Surprised he's in college and has curtains.
Yeah.
Can you play the guitar in the back?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you gonna give us son before you go?
I don't know about that.
Come on.
Wow, now he's blushing. Now
there's the red.
I can play some. I can play some. It ain't too good, but
hey,
I taught myself how to play during quarantine.
Did you?
Yeah.
You
So
taught yourself.
I'd always had a guitar in my room. I always wanted to learn how to play, and then that year, it was my New Year's resolution to, I'm going to sit there and figure out how to play this if it takes me 100 years. And I kind of sat down and sucked at it for 3 months until I was able to, string a song together, and then kept putting little pieces together, play with it for about 20 minutes every day. And, 2 years later, I'm playing songs and have fun with it. It's kind of therapeutic in a way at times. So it's something I like to do off the field.
So away from the guitar, if you're just want to have fun, kind of hang out, are you Xbox, PlayStation guy, just Netflix and chill guy, or?
Yeah, I'm not a big video games guy. I just like hanging out. I love listening to music. Like me and my buddies will just turn on like Pearl Jam and just like
he is.
Like just go crazy, listening to Pearl Jam, hanging out, watching sports. I've always loved sports my whole life. So doing that, playing sports, whatever it is, going to the beach. It's awesome having the beach right here.
Yeah.
Because, we can go and sit out there at night if we wanted to. We could go right now and go out to the beach. But I play golf every once in a while too. So it's fun.
If you had to choose, this could be tough for this guy, Shayne. What do you think?
I know where you're going.
Tupac or Biggie, if you had to choose?
I think I'm choosing Tupac.
Son of a Silas, you had my heart. Now
the first negative.
That's the wrong answer, is it?
Yeah,
Biggie, man. You're East Coast. You're New York Giants. You didn't pick Brooklyn.
What?
Calling Eberflus right now. Fuck this guy.
Coach.
Man.
No. People like Tupac. I'm just a Biggie guy. This is our test.
I respect it.
This is our test.
Yeah. I can get down with pretty much anything, but my gut told me Tupac, so I'll ride with it.
Listen, gotta ride with your gut. I respect it. Shayne,
your,
Marvel or DC?
Yeah.
I haven't seen all the superhero movies. Probably Marvel, though. I'm more familiar with Marvel.
There you go.
Do you have like a favorite character? It's like Iron Man sounds like
Iron
your
Man's
kind of
pretty
guy.
badass. That was the one that came to mind. Iron Man. Thor's pretty badass too.
Yeah. I could see Iron Man.
Batman. Yeah, there you go. Now you're speaking my language.
So if you have a cheat day, what's on the menu?
Oh man. Go-to snack for me is Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Those my son's favorite.
Yeah, if I'm on a cheat day, I'm gonna have some of those laying around. Classic New York cheese pizza.
Wait a second. You said you're from Connecticut.
I'm from Maryland. My family's from Connecticut.
Right. Have you been up to Connecticut?
I have, yes.
Have they taken you to New Haven for the pizza?
No.
What?
I haven't been to Connecticut in years, but
Claudio the barber.
I was waiting. What's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
Claudio, how's it going?
Hey, happy belated birthday, man.
Thank you, man.
You share it with my mom.
Said that.
I appreciate it.
I'm saying it now. I didn't get to
your
say
mom
it
to happy birthday.
You share it with my mother.
Okay,
right? March 19th.
I apologize.
Happy belated to your mother.
Yeah, she got a 38.5 vertical too. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh man, I believe it.
A little Italian lady.
Her boot right up your ass, Claudio.
Yeah.
38 inches.
Oh shit.
We gotta bring you to New Haven pizza, Silas.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all about it.
Listen, here's New York pizza, right? Oh, it's New Haven.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's bold.
Capital.
That's a bold take.
It's not bold. I've backed it up 100 times to all these haters.
Okay.
And doubter. Actually, the dude, the one bite, what's his name? Portnoy.
Portnoy.
Yeah.
He's like
from Barstool. Yeah.
The New Haven pizza is the best pizza in the
capital
world.
of the
I
world.
think I did see that actually.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I live it.
Where in Connecticut is your family from?
Yeah, where are they from?
Danbury.
Danbury, the Berry.
Yeah, Danbury and where did they live?
Danbury's tough, right on the
Cheshire.
cusp of
Cheshire.
That's
right near us.
That's right up the street.
Yeah.
Phil, you're moving right next to Cheshire.
Yeah, so I was born in Kentucky. My family lived in Cheshire before I
Give
moved.
it my address out. Cheshire was undefeated for 4 years running until this guy came into their stadium.
There you go.
And I had a $1.11, I think, that day.
Let's go.
Let's go. I
I caught
still
a Cheshire game one time, actually.
did you?
Yeah, it was the Thanksgiving Day.
Oh
Thanksgiving
yeah,
Day
they
game,
either
yeah.
play Southington or they play North Haven. It depends. It
I don't remember
rotates.
who it was.
But listen, Connecticut football. It's not like Jersey football, Ohio, obviously Texas, California are the best, and Florida. Now, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Maryland.
In Maryland, and you wanted to be a Terrapin.
Yes,
and
sir.
this dude tells you no over the phone.
Yeah.
Oh my God, your story is amazing. Listen, we ask every guest. Actually, are there any other questions? Claudio, you had a question, or we didn't even give him any questions from the chat.
Yeah,
let's get some questions. I apologize to our over 300 people watching live here tonight.
Do you prefer playing 3-4 or 4-3? Does it matter?
It doesn't really matter to me. I feel like I could fit into either one. We played a 3-4 that kind of played more like a 4-3. So we had packages that had, either one. Like it played like a 3-4 sometimes, it played like a 4-3 sometimes. So I've got experience playing both. Doesn't really matter to me.
Okay.
Look at Mike V real quick. Kyle McIntosh was a great, he's saying, running back.
He's a great baker also.
He was he baked now. That's my boy, Kyle Mack, and I can verify, Mike V. Kyle was a phenomenal tailback. Cheshire went to Syracuse.
Syracuse,
went to the Cuse. Go ahead,
from the chat.
One more from the chat.
They want to know
Grayson
about
McCall. Grayson McCall.
He's a game changer. He's the type of quarterback that's got the X factor that you want. He's a leader on the field, and he's the type of guy that you will go to war with.
There you go. The best player, though, that you have ever seen, like you don't even have to play them. Like, was there somebody that you were like, this is the best player I've ever seen, or is it that tight end?
So I played against Deebo Samuel. We played South Carolina my true sophomore year, or retro sophomore year, and he was unreal. He was different. Obviously, he's tearing up the league right now, but he was one of those cats that was just different.
He's one guy I would just want on my football team. So
yeah, no
you've
doubt.
just checked the box for me and my love for the game of football. I can tell who loves it, who doesn't. Have you ever been to Chicago? The chat wants to know. Have you ever been there?
I have never been to Chicago. Would love to go.
Well, hopefully they
in
make
May.
it. They
hopefully in May, rookie minicamp.
Yeah, and no doubt.
What was your major in college? We're throwing some more at you.
Yeah, so I was a double major in college, exercise science and business management, and I graduated last December with my master's in business management.
Look at you. He does look like Pat Tillman, Shayne. Keith Riggle.
No, actually,
legend.
Legend.
Have you seen Stranger Things? Have you seen that
Oh
show?
yeah. Oh yeah.
You look like that dude.
Yeah.
Because of the mullet.
Yeah, the
what
mullet.
did you call
With
business
the
in the
mustache.
front, back in the
Party in the back.
Party in the back.
Yeah,
Party in the back.
Claude sent me a DM during the interview, and I looked out and like, guys making me fucking laugh, and nobody has no idea what I'm talking about. What's going on?
That's a good thing.
About time Claudio helps out
Yeah.
and enter some of the chat room into the interviews. We got to start doing this more. There's over 300 people watching live tonight with our guy. If you're just tuning in, Silas Kelly, linebacker, going into the draft from Coastal Carolina down at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. If you've ever gotten the chance to go down there, if you've never been there, I would highly suggest. I've been down there twice. I drove both times. I'll never drive again. I'm like, I'm flying. My God. All the way there.
I'll be there in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. You should meet up with him.
Yeah, let's do it.
Silas Kelly will be down. Or he'll be there for the draft. Shayne, take him out for some dinner.
Well, I'll be there the week before the draft.
Oh, week before. So perfect.
Yeah.
We'll bring some swag for you.
Absolutely.
Bring some New Haven pizza if you got some.
Yeah. Well, I'm from New York. I'm from New York.
Yeah, he's New York. They don't know what pizza is.
Yep. Phil converted me though. I see there's some haters in the chat saying that New Haven pizza tastes like cardboard and frozen pizza, but I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I think they're just trying to get noticed in the chat.
That's just crazy. The biggest fraud statement ever. Never.
I
I've
mean,
never.
New York has some good.
New
pizza.
York has some
Oh,
great
yeah.
spots,
Of
no
course.
doubt. I'm just telling you, it's not New Haven pizza. It's special. There's a reason why in California, a couple of my peeps in Cali are shooting pictures. New Haven style pizza. In Chicago, it said New Haven style pizza.
There you go.
So that's just setting the tone for what it is. Anyway, I don't want to keep you, but is there a movie? This is the new question I've been asking our guest here. Is there a show that you're watching now or streaming that you'd suggest fans watch?
I've been watching The Last Kingdom on Netflix. It's pretty good.
Claudio loves this show.
Great show.
Look at this.
First season to me was a little bit slow, but once you get into 2, 3, and 4, it picks up.
Yeah, there you go.
Last Kingdom. Peaky Blinders was another one that I got into a little bit. I'm
love
super
it.
Irish, so all that stuff from the English mob is awesome.
There you
to me.
go.
Yeah.
Here, Sheri. There's our girl Sheri. She's from Maryland, right, Sheri?
Living right outside DC. So DC, Maryland, Virginia border. That's
awesome. How you doing, Sheri?
Hi.
Sheri's our lady bear. She's our producer here. Awesome. And she comes on the show. She does our Manscaped reads.
She does.
We're sponsored by Manscaped.
You don't have to stick around for that.
Should we keep Silas around for this?
No.
You shake my head.
No. Anyway, I have one favor before we let you go.
Pressure's on, Silas.
Pressure is on. Okay, so we ask every guest to come on the show and do a station ID. And what a station ID is, since you're a business major, Mike Tenorelli, he was a star on The Bachelorette, so he knows TV.
Claudio was never on that show.
I see Tenorelli in the chat. That's the only reason. Mike T, congratulations again on your marriage and everything. But yes, we know Chicago has great food. We're talking the best pizza in the world, New Haven. And he has a right to come down and experience that. But anyway, you're going to say who you are. Silas Kelly, linebacker, 6'4", 238 pounds. No, you don't have to say that. You say whatever you want about yourself, and then you go, and I'm keeping it 100. This is the script part on the Tape Never Lies Network.
You got it.
You got this?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to isolate on you. I'm putting you by yourself because I want you to rock and roll every show.
Just so you know, promos. DJ Durkin was so bad at doing his read, we couldn't ever get it done. So show him up.
You got to show Durkin. Durkin got shown the door, so that's karma for him. Anyway, I'll count you down like 3, 2, 1.
Put him.
You're going to be by yourself like this.
All right.
Are you okay with that?
I'm all good with that, man.
Okay, you can look yourself in the mirror. There he is, mullet and all. Party in the back, as Claudio would say. Anyway, 3. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
I'm Silas Kelly, 6'4", 230 linebacker, a guy you need on your team, and I'm keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Oh my God! One take, Kelly.
That's how it goes. That's how we always do it.
Confidence. He was confident.
Give me one call. Like,
he was like,
come out of the huddle. Give me one. What would you call the strong side? What would be yelling? What would you be yelling at?
So we said it. I'm not gonna give away.
Give me one. Just no signals. If the tight end is the strong side's right, are you going Sam, Lucy? What are you doing?
We don't set our defenses based on strong side. We're a field-based defense.
Oh, look at you coaching him up. All right, I won't put you on the spot. No trade secrets.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, follow this guy at Silas. Sila _ SK _ E
spells out his
double
name. Come on,
Y.
man. It's not that hard.
I
Look
didn't
at
say
it.
it was hard. I was thinking of his Instagram. That's
the easy
I
one.
don't do Twitter. Oh. Are you playing this for him? We don't want to get him in trouble. Is your mom? Do you want to shout anybody out before we let you go?
Yeah. Shout out to my dad. It's my dad's birthday today. I think
Oh
he's
my
still
God!
watching.
What's his name? What's his
John.
name? John Kelly.
Yep.
Coach Kelly.
Yep.
Was he
Shout
your
out, Dad.
coach back in high school?
He was not, no, but
No?
he's my mental coach for this whole process. He's who made me into who I am today. So
nice.
Love it.
Happy birthday,
John.
Shout out
John.
my dad. Shout out my mom, my family, coaches.
Are they both watching tonight?
No, my mom's not watching. But I'll send it to her. I'll send the film.
Tell her I
we
apologize for my
could play
swear.
Rebel A then.
We
If
could,
Mom's
but
not
you'll
watching.
be seeing it.
Go crazy
You know
with
Mark
it.
Rebel?
Cherie's favorite song. She loves this song.
Go crazy
No,
with it.
don't embarrass.
I'm just
Don't.
Don't embarrass. You're telling me not to embarrass her.
I'm telling everybody now. I'm not even near the
That's
button.
funny.
Anyway,
Where's
let,
the good?
let's let him go.
Where's the good one?
Mark Rebele, though, has become
He's a superstar for real. He really is. I mean,
selling out.
Yeah,
Selling out everywhere.
dude sells out MSG, Madison Square Garden, man.
Wow.
He's all over
tours
Europe
all over
right
the
now.
world.
I was looking
talent.
because my wife and I want to see him live, and he's still up in Europe, sold out.
Yeah, you're
But
gonna have a hard
he
time
is
getting
straight.
tickets.
That he made that song up straight off the top of his
Yeah,
head.
people call into him and they'll give him like
and he sets
she'll
it
say
up
work
with
that ass, daddy, and then he just boom,
That's what he
comes
came
up
up
with that right on a whim.
Wow.
Listen, he's been an amazing guest. Please follow him. Also, his Instagram, Silas_Kelly, which is so much easier. But his Twitter is at Sila, SILA_SK_ELLY. Silas, thank you.
Phil,
so
Shayne,
much.
Claudio, Sheri, thank you for having me on. I appreciate you guys.
Awesome,
Thank you.
Good luck, bro. Good luck.
We're all
Wherever
pulling
wherever
for
you
Best
end
of
up.
luck to
Good
you.
luck.
We're gonna keep in touch.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna send you the intro we produced here for you,
Awesome.
and we're gonna text me your address because we want to send you some TTNL swag, to
Let's go.
you, and let's go represent the best network covering the Bears. Our other guy, he's feeling left out. Say hello, Chris Jackal. He's
Come on,
also
he
from
is.
Connecticut.
What up, brother?
He was late though. What happens if you're late to your meetings or anything? Would coach throw you out?
You don't want to know.
That's what we do here. We threw his ass out of the show. Now.
There you go.
He was late. No, I joke. I kid. All
got
right, thank
3
you
kids,
so
Silas?
much. What's
What'd you
that?
say?
I said, you have 3 kids?
No, I don't.
Oh, he's throwing his kids as the excuse.
Don't be blaming
Right?
baby.
Dealing with
swear
fucking
he
being
is.
dad duties. I got to deal with your shit, all right?
Yeah,
Welcome to the show, Silas. You're fucking awesome. Looking forward to seeing you on Sundays, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yep.
All right, Silas. Thank
All
you
right.
so much for
Yes, sir.
keeping it
Thank you, guys.
100. God bless
Peace.
you, man.
See you, man. Good luck.
Take care, guys.
Silas Kelly. Oh my God.
Another great guest, man. I don't know how you guys do it.
You know how we
Honestly,
do it?
yeah.
We do it by just recognizing people and talent. And
Well, they make when you have
Yeah,
somebody
great
that's
person.
willing just to be true and honest and open, it makes our end of it super easy. And I mean, when you talk to Silas for 2 minutes and you see how committed he is and that it matters to him. So, we got a guy in the green room here.
you guys are so you can't be distracted. Shane's
Well,
making a great point.
I've been waiting.
How can you
Hold
not
on.
be distracted?
I'm not distracted.
Oh, I am.
I
This
liked
is
what you were
beautiful.
saying.
Cars in the green room,
It
but
was,
no,
it was
Who?
very poetic.
I don't know if that's cars.
testament to Silas and actually his family and teammates, man, because you could you feel it when he talks that it matters to him, and that is rare with a lot of guys, unfortunately. In
Exactly.
In today. So
there's several mic drop moments talking to
100%.
Silas about the game of football, about life, about being doubted, about being an underdog, and about what we started this show talking about, the names versus the players.
Yeah.
Names become, who was Walter Payton before he made himself that? Who was Wes Welker undrafted before he made himself that? Who was Tom Brady in the 6th round? He was nobody to Jimmy and Joe who cheer for the Patriots every
But
week.
even if you don't go to that level of Wes Welker and Tom Brady, you look at, he was talking about Rod Wilson. You know, Rod Wilson got drafted by Chicago. He never really blew up in Chicago. I don't want to say that he blew up anywhere, but he made an impact in the NFL, you know, more so after he left Chicago. And there's nothing wrong with that. And
there's nothing wrong with being a special teams demon.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayambadejo going down, covering kicks and blocking. He sets a key block for Devin Hester and the Bears Super Bowl run. If Devin doesn't score against Arizona, do the Bears go to the Super Bowl? That kind of stuff matters in real life, not Jackal communicating with Edwin. Those stuff matter. And this young man proved to me tonight that there is hope in the next generation of football players, because I'll be perfectly honest, you know, this world is full of what transpired at the Oscars, you know.
Yeah.
That became a takeover. It's not the award, it's the drama. And we're all sucked into it. So when there's somebody that's not about the drama is them performing in the game and loving the game of football. It's time to take note of that and recognize those guys. So to me tonight, another one of those, everybody's like, who is Silas Kelly? And everybody now from TTNL, the fans, the 100 crew are like, I love this guy. Now I know who he is. And that's what this show is all about. It's keeping it 100.
All those Bears fans that listen tonight are going to be doing those mock drafts on Draft Network, you know, mock draft machine. And I guarantee you they're all going to be popping up with Silas Kelly, you know, as a guy that Chicago brings in. And I would have listen, Phil, how many years have I spoke on fabric players, the guys
forever,
and don't take this the wrong way, that have the I don't give a fuck mentality, just like what he was talking about. Like, I should have put my whole body into that guy, not just tried to push him out of bounds. That you need guys like that can make up the core of your team. Yes, we understand you need the superstar. You need a guy like Roquan Smith that's just going to transcend everything.
Right.
But there's not enough Silas Kellys in the league. I'll tell you that right now.
I totally agree. And I want to say this. I apologize to Silas because I wasn't fully intent on cutting and getting his tape ready for tonight, the all 22, which I have. And maybe I'll invite Silas. How about we have him back on our Patreon on Draft Mob and break down tape live with him.
He's still in the green room. He can give us a thumbs up if he's interested.
Is he
Look
still
at him
here?
there. Yeah.
There he's in. So there it's confirmed. But
so you want more Silas Kelly, run over to the tapeneverlies.com, sign up, and he's going to be breaking down tape with us live there.
Yes, we're going to get the only reason, Silas, I didn't even know he was still there because my screen cuts off at Claudio and Sheri and Claudio's beep boom box that he's got up there or whatever. But the reality is, I'm glad he's still here. He can hear what I was saying about him. The reason why, obviously, is because of the house and all of the stuff, the minutia of my life right now. I've not been home. I'm always going, get this, get that, gotta close, gotta get this paperwork, gotta get, it's been crazy. So finally finding a house, and we'll keep you posted on the rest. I don't want to jinx nothing, but Jackal had an excuse with kids. I have 4, and and I was on time. So Jackal deserves a lot of shout out tonight.
Mahomes.
I was going to give him a lot of love tonight. Speaking it real quick before we move on to our next guest, Shayne, I got to play this. Shayne knows what I'm doing, right?
Yeah, well, I was laughing at that, but I was laughing at our next.
Real quick. Can you hear this?
Barely. You got to put it up.
Here we go. Listen.
Get off the phone with Jackal and answer your phone. What he did wasn't even that impressive. Jesus. I could throw him a ticker tape parade, 3 pieces of wood. Call me back. Bye.
This guy is hating on Jackal. Hating on Jackal. I was like, what? You don't even. I had to defend the honor of Chris Jackal. We'll upload the pictures of what he's talking about later in the show. I'm just putting that out there, Jackal, to get you motivated like Coach Durkin did to our guy Silas Kelly by playing you. Bragg's taking a shot at you. Even Cars is here.
Nobody likes Braggs.
His Cars here.
Look at that guy.
What's going on, everybody?
Lord Cars is here.
How you doing?
He's got it.
I mean, how could I not at this point? Yeah.
Lord Cars.
This feels right. This feels very homey right now. Yeah.
Some guitar in the background.
Yeah.
Get a little guitar going on next. I think that's more authentic. But yeah, that feels right. This feels very comfortable. I'm very at home in this.
This is why Sheri, Claudio, and everyone were laughing so hard to give.
I was waxing poetic.
Yeah, exactly.
On Silas Kelly, and I looked down and I see this asshole at the bottom of my screen in the green room, and I start laughing. And Silas is like, what's everybody laughing at me for?
There's a lot of curls tonight. A lot of curly hair.
I mean, I'm jealous. I thought I was going to come on and set the stage. This isn't even real. Silas's hair trumps everything. So
it does.
Let's throw curls. Yes, they're all there.
Just wait till you get to the Pantene read we're going to be doing here shortly. Talking about these curls. Absolutely.
Oh, my God. That was a great interview. I don't know how much you caught of it, but it was great stuff. And
sorry.
Underdog role. He's back.
That's hot. That's hot. That's way too hot.
How did they do it? How did they do it back in the day? The Lords.
I don't know.
Judges.
I'm a balding man, so you put hair on top of my head, and all of a sudden I'm like 10 degrees warmer. So, yeah.
Bask in his presence. Bask in his presence. Love Cars. Cars is becoming a fan favorite. Fan favorite. Oh, yeah. How you doing tonight, Lord Cars?
We're doing all right. We got a little bit of spring break sickness going around, which is always fun in the house. But, you know, for the most part, everybody's doing well. How are you guys doing?
Getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We've had a lot of stress over here. Obviously, selling and buying at the same time is crazy. And
no, thank you.
So is life. So that's been my life.
Can you share your original closing date with everybody to let them know the stress that you're under?
The original one?
Or what you're trying to get changed falling on draft day?
God. They originally said we're going to close on the April 29th. I was like, I cannot do that. It's the draft. I can never close that day, move, and be live on a show. And the coverage of the draft, I can't miss any draft. So, yeah, we're working on things. Well, at
least worst case scenario, we don't have first rounders. So that
trumps Thursday night. Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Maybe we can close on Thursday. No.
And everybody keeps on asking, let's get this out of the way. Are we trading our 2-second round? No, we are not trading up. And it's a massive mistake for them to do so. Just flush that down the toilet and be done with it. No.
Ryan Pace is not Ryan Poles and vice versa.
This is not the draft to trade up. It's not. Everybody wants to go down in this draft.
You want to be around the 2 picks that we are.
Exactly,
That's when you
yeah.
get to start getting, and even further into the mid 50s to early 60s, right? Like that's we're going to get the best value. So they'll trade down, sure, but definitely not moving up.
I think them trading one, like if somebody falls to 39, they're going to sit there and obviously see who it is. But if they make a pick at 39, I think 48 is absolutely 100% in play to be.
Yeah. I would think 48 would be your target. You try to. If there's an offensive lineman, a big play, as we've all said, I haven't verified it with cars, but if Jameson Williams happens to fall,
you're not even batting an eye. Yeah, you're at the podium.
Yeah,
I'm with you 100%.
We're all in agreement there. And
well, I think the fun part of this, right, is it used to be every year, what are the Seahawks doing at the back, of the first round? Because they make really questionable picks. But now you've got New Orleans has been on that kick. You've got Green Bay that's kind of been on that kick, and Kansas City that have been on that kick. So yeah, there should be some guys that probably shouldn't be there at 39 that absolutely will. That we'll be sitting there, be like 3 or 4 guys, and all of us will be like, I have no idea how these guys are here.
I mean, if Factor One had a thing in there, give us a trade scenario that Poles is likely to do. I don't think this is likely, but if for whatever Jameis, he is the guy that I would be willing to move a bit for. That's how much I think of him. I'm not giving up both my seconds to move. I'm just I'm gonna gamble with that. But I mean, if he's dropping into day 2 and you get to 33, 34, 35, and you're sitting at fucking 39, I'm
sweating a little bit.
I'm making some fucking phone calls.
Everybody has Garrett Wilson, it seems like, number 1. I have Jameson Williams as my number 1.
It's not even close for me.
Yeah, but I think Drake London is going to be the first one off.
I do too.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I think everybody looks at him. The comps have been Keyshawn and Mike Evans, so I kind of feel like that's going to pump him.
I don't want to ruin Patron. Should I, Shane? Give him a couple of my rankings here?
Well, you can give him a taste. Don't give him the.
Don't give him the full Monty. The full one bite. One bite
is free. First taste is free.
Just the tip.
I have another. How about this? I gave you Jameson Williams number 1. I have 2 guys over Mr. London. How about that? I don't have Drake London.
There's talk that's going to be the Jets pick in round 1.
Well, good
There's
for them.
a lot of talk about that.
London
Drake, especially after the Tyreek miss, because they gotta figure out something to figure
Jordan
out. Wilson is the
Silveria. Sorry, Cars. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I wouldn't be shocked. They've always been a team that kind of locks on way too early to a guy and doesn't always let the draft. I mean, Wilson was a prime example for that. They could have moved down 5 or 6 spots and still been able to get him, but they fall in love with a guy and don't move at all.
I'm not a big Drake London guy. So there you go.
Yeah, but to me,
he's in the top 10 receivers. But
I know that guy that you had up there on the comment disagreed, but Drake London is not my wide receiver 1.
He's not yours. I've already shared Jameson Williams is my wide receiver 1.
Said that, a long time ago. And that's not me playing homer. I'm more critical of Alabama players than anybody. Jameson Williams is rare with what he can bring to the table.
I also have no secret Treylon Burks ahead by a country mile over Pickens, who George Pickens has a lot of people that love him, but Treylon Burks is my Debo Samuel. So when you heard Silas talk about that, I perk right up. those types of football players. The Bears have had one. His name is Walter Payton. Maybe David Montgomery has that same kind of mentality with the football. It's like, all right, sheetrock walls, I'm going through it. Bricks, I'm diving over them. Smart, aggressive, do everything they possibly can. And the argument will be, how long is Debo going to last? But that's not how I scout football players. I scout that energy, that talent. I'm not doing it for fantasy leagues. I'm doing it for the fucking Super Bowl league.
Right. Back to Jordan's question, though. What's
Yes.
wrong with what's the issue with London? We're, like I said, and this isn't us just selling out, Jordan, but we break all of this down. We haven't gotten to London yet, but we break all of it down on the patron side.
We're going to be breaking down 2 receivers this
absolutely
weekend,
this
Shayne.
weekend. But
Watson.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
Christian Watson. But that's what we do over there. We get very detailed in our breakdowns. Some people agree, some people disagree. You saw it live on air last week with Treylon
and
Burks.
George. We don't.
Phil is a
agree.
huge Burks fan. George likes him, but doesn't love him as much as Phil. So we drive all of that content over to on the patron side. So the tapeneverlies.com, you can sign up there. It's $7 a month, and you're not committed to anything after that. If you
Did I run that little clip?
Absolutely, yeah. Throw
Let's
it in
run
there.
it, give you a little taste of what we do. It's not as clear as I want it, but I will fix it for the next show.
When you say alpha, what do you explain that? Because to me, when I hear alpha, I'm hearing the way that I'm looking at it is that he's an alpha in the locker room. He's an alpha in the huddle.
Yeah, I don't mean personality.
That's what I don't know.
I don't mean alpha personality. What I mean is, on the field, teams know that he's the first option, which they do with Burks and Pickens.
Yep.
They both know that they're the first option.
Let it out, George. Don't hold back. Come on, that's what this is about. You can jump in there.
I don't see him getting the same level of separation, and there's again, it's difficult because they are completely different offenses for wide receivers. Okay, so with Arkansas,
wow, he's like trying to help the quarterback. Look, settle, but look at his eye. When I scout a receiver, catch, turn, and become a runner. Look at that explosiveness right
acceleration,
there.
Yeah. When we were talking about what do you want to see from that alpha wide receiver, I know I have the answers checked with George Pickens. With Treylon Burks, there's a bit of projection there because the offense he was in. So against press, watch the hand usage. So sticks to the foot, sticks to the leg, swats the outside hand, and you're going to see him do this dip and go, which is what he sort of does with that outside release. See him dip his pads, swim both hands off again. Interior defensive line, what do we have there?
Hold on.
Booker.
Thomas Booker is still there. You got to take him.
I'm taking Booker.
Got to take Booker. Become a TTNL patron today. The tape never lies. There you go. You saw a little bit of the battle going on there between me and George Pig, but we're showing you there was a hell of a lot more in there, back and forth, and that's what we do. And I'm never gonna agree to fucking just agree. I have my, as Cars and Shayne will tell you, and so do they. And that's why I love these guys. In fact, last year was the only time everybody was on board with Mac Jones, and we haven't seen that in a long time. I don't know where these guys are. You Jameson Williams #1 receiver for you too, Cars? Because me and Shayne are there, and George is also there.
It's tough for me because I like, there are things about Drake that I do like, but I think Williams is like, if the ACL and everything checks out, you can't, like, that ceiling is so high, you can't really pass that.
Yeah, 2 months. He's 2 months post surgery, and he's already doing drills on field. And So I see a lot of questions in there about Metchie. People are asking me because of my Alabama ties, and I've talked about it on the patron side. Also, I look at John Metchie. I'm not in the John Metchie camp in round 2. I can be talked into him at
Later.
71. Again, it's another ACL injury, but he's not the explosive guy that Williams is or anywhere close. He's more of a middle of the field guy that's going to do some work there. I comp him to a souped up version of Bobby Engram. That's what he reminds me of. I think he's a better football player overall, but he's like I said, he's quick twitch, not deep speed like Jameson Williams is just going to blow the fucking top off of any coverage out there just with his pure speed. That's not who Metchie is. He can surprise you. He's just more of a technician in the middle of the field that's going to beat you with some quickness and with some, some of his foot speed there. But I would be.
I don't think that's a polls guy, though. The way that we look at the KC room.
I agree.
And the speed, right, and the focus on speed that we're really looking for.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at these guys, I think that knocks out a Bell, right, from us, from it being in contention in round 2. When it comes to guys coming close in rankings, speed is going to play a very big part into which person they draft at the wide receiver position.
Does it scare you that I might have Bell over Pickens? I might have Bell over Pickens.
Bell,
does it scare me?
No, because I have big concerns there are big concerns to me on both of them. There's big projection on both. Where Bell, I think you've got to expect him to be a better and perfect technician and route runner to get through his speed issues.
He's got to be, yeah.
Pickens, you've got to worry about loafing and injury. Like, when is his head really in it? So, I mean,
I saw a lot of loafs.
Yeah, so I think like with Bell, it wouldn't shock me because he streams me more like he's someone that won't loaf, will go put in the work, and so that from everything I know about you, that lines completely up.
Exactly. I never move from my way of thinking. I'm going to be wrong. Obviously, we all are. Everybody. I think the interview I honestly. If I had ever gotten the head coaching job of the Chicago Bears, you two would be hired. And it would just to continue the conversation to
Well, I'd
win.
be the GM and I would be hiring the head coach. So I'd technically be hiring you.
I wouldn't have to wear the wig.
I would be more Harbaugh-like and be
There's a shocker.
So I'm going to get him. I want Shayne. So actually, I would.
Well, I think this is probably a perfect time. Do we want to jump into the?
Yes, I was gonna say. I wish we had like a production. Where is Cool Kennedy?
No, we don't
the crowd.
I
need a mock draft jingle like he did for Jackals.
We'll debut that on Patreon for everybody.
But I do need one.
And Donald, I'm with you. Jalen Tolbert is my boy if he's there in the third round.
Oh, Jalen Tolbert.
Absolutely.
See, I can't give away so much.
I
love Jalen Tolbert.
I love that guy. Like I'm not my love in the draft.
Alabama
really comes in the middle and later rounds because it's just so obscure. But Jalen is and Alec Pierce. If you're telling me like that's a draft that
we're working on Alex. I'm getting texts as we're doing the show for getting Pierce on the network, whether it be on the patron side or the big show here. Keeping it 100. We're working. I'm getting updates as we speak about getting Pierce on the show.
That'd be awesome.
All right, let's do it tonight. Do we do the read or we can do the read after? Let's do the read after.
Yeah.
A mock jingle. Look, he's on. This is why I love this motherfucking guy.
Let me know when we're gonna do the read. I'll put the wig back on.
Remember? Yes. Remember when the former person on our network, I'm not gonna say any network, could be this one or past, when I go, I love this motherfucker, they took it like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yes, because we said motherfucker, and clearly that can never be a term of endearment. It's not done wonders at all for Samuel L. Jackson, right? So
I was like, I thought everybody knew there's several forms of motherfucker or fucker.
Yeah, if you go like, I love this motherfucker, that's a good thing. This motherfucker here, that's a negative. It's fuck yourself. And that is the home run. That is absolutely the home
We're getting fucking etiquette tonight. Fucking etiquette.
All right.
Here in Connecticut.
So you guys want to jump into this? I guess we'll
I thought we were going to do rock, paper, scissors. Who gets what order? We all take a pick. You want to do that? Or you want to just give Lord Cars the GM position?
Well, he's going to have his pre-draft
night
Cars mock
night
that he nailed last year.
Okay.
So, yeah, just go in order if you want. 1, 2, 3. You got 39. I'll take 48.
So I get the
Cars can take 71.
39th pick. Okay, I'm in. Here we go. We're gonna go in snake order.
Should we fire him right now if I'm the GM?
We need to Bruce Arians this motherfucker right now.
Come up in the.
That's a touchy motherfucker. I don't know where I lie.
That is both a term of endearment, but also you gotta go, motherfucker.
You want to replace Tony Medlin? We'll go from 4'6" to 5'6", just like that.
If Linderbaum is there, yes, he will be a Chicago Bear.
He's gonna end up in Philly.
He's going.
Actually, I honestly think that Jamison Williams and Linderbaum, with 2 of their 3s,
they'll get both.
I think they're going to get both, and
Oh,
I think
my
one of them.
fucking
I think one of them they're going to bounce out, and I can. That's just the way that it goes. Like, I love Jamison Williams, so that means that he's going to end up in Philly.
I gotta get some glasses on to see these motherfucking names. Can you see that, Sheri? Those names, she can't either.
I can't. You got to get some. You just got to suck it up and put on the glasses.
Now I could see. I'm wearing the glasses. I'm part of the nerd herd.
There we go.
This is my disguise.
Hold on. When you really want to do it, you got to make sure.
Availability.
You gotta make sure you bring it down to the nose, right? And then just kind of look at it.
All right, so let's lay some ground rules here for the people that'll start melting down, saying we got to trade down.
There's
and get
no
more.
trade.
We're not doing any trades. We're just going to take what comes to us, and we'll break it down that way. And Phil, I did set this to fast, so we're not going to accept any trades.
I don't.
Perfect.
We're not going to do any trades. So I'm just going to start it. And we'll stop after 10 or 15 picks, just to
just a recap. Absolutely.
Here we go. Little recap.
Kyle Hamilton, Detroit. That is my favorite.
It keeps going there.
Yeah, if that happens, I just can't see how the hell they can't go there. They don't go Malik.
Are you kidding? I could see 100 million different ways. It's Detroit. No matter how many regime changes, there's something that happens when you move to Detroit where like you're going to go draft Charles Rogers, Mike Williams, and Kelvin, like all back to back to back. You lose your mind. Absolutely.
So there's nothing crazy there.
Kyle Hamilton, though, is
Kyle Hamilton should not go 2.
No. But he's the Quiddy Pay of this mock draft. Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Bullets just
there he is
doing some coke.
Pay me.
My God. We'll run this
Jameson
up.
to 11.
Jameson, number 11.
That would not shock me.
No, me either. There's I know we love to talk about him here, but there's I feel like very, very little chance. The kid is special. I just don't see any way.
We're actually using the Draft Network, friends of our network.
And Jordan, no, we're not down on Hamilton. Just you don't draft a safety second overall. That's just
no.
That's
you
bad.
Saw the Jets trade the safety they drafted to the Seahawks.
And I think it was Jordan saying or asking in there if Jordan with all we do is we're not doing anything on metrics. We're doing everything on tape analysis
and positional value, right?
Positional
yeah,
exactly.
You cannot draft a fucking safety number 2 overall after you just drafted a corner top 3 that, I mean, I wouldn't have drafted there in the first place.
Let me ask you
live
this,
on
just
air.
scroll back up. Who would we hate for them to pick? They got the second pick.
Malik Willis terrifies me.
There you go. You take
I don't
the
want them to have
quarterback, right?
the quarterback. You have to. If you're running Detroit and you don't draft the quarterback,
totally agree with you
you're making
guys.
a massive mistake.
I mean, do you really want to go into another season with Jared Goff being your own? Like, he's a great, listen, Willis probably needs a year or two. Goff is a great bridge quarterback. It is the perfect situation to take a swing at that position. It is criminal to not.
Listen, we're going to be covering the NFL draft live like nobody else when it comes to the Chicago Bears.
Dotson to Green Bay.
Oh, my guy. The kid from Purdue went to as an edge to the Cardinals. I love George Kalaftis, the Greek.
Olave to the Bills is a nice pick in the way that
I can't see them taking another receiver.
I don't know, man. They are
Holy shit.
They want sheer firepower.
Jordan Davis is such a Ravens pick right there.
Oh, I thought he would. I'm surprised on this one they didn't have him go into the Vikings, right? Like that. I still think there's a 90% chance Jordan ends up in the Vikings.
But that's
There's
there.
your
What
boy
was that
Traylon,
Samoan
Phil-
dude? What was the Samoan? Oh my God, Burks went
to Tampa.
He is getting a ton of first round looks these days.
Oh my God. I'm in love with that kid. I just love his tape. I love what I see. Burks.
Well, you
just
gotta
like
talk-
I did with Godwin.
Yeah.
Just like I did.
Talk about Ajabo. That's going to be a big talk on draft day.
I don't know how you do it right now.
I don't think you can do that because of the need of a big play receiver and not an edge rusher. You got Trevis Gibson, Bobby Quinn is still here, Puerto Rican Bobby, and you got a guy that you brought over in Muhammad, who we're going to be breaking down this weekend, Shayne, on X's with the O's. We're going to be breaking down Muhammad, what he brings to the table. We're also going to look at new Bears safety, Dane Cruikshank. Cruikshank? How do we say his name?
Cruikshank. Yeah.
Cruikshank.
He's your hybrid guy.
Yeah. And the safety position is very light. Having him come in here excites me. I love this kid out of Arizona. So me and my father are going to be breaking him down on Sunday on X's with the O's on the patron side. Him and our new safety. New DN. Nope, I don't answer your trade call. I don't want to talk to you, Washington. I can't wait to see Trevis Gibson.
All right, so here we go.
Here we go. What do I got here? Did my Lindenbaum go off the board?
Yeah, he went to Dallas.
Okay, I didn't see it.
This looks like the perfect Tyler Smith, Christian Watson range, right? That
Oh my God. Look at what I got here. I got Quay Walker. I see him. I don't want a corner. I don't want a running. I don't want a quarterback. What do I got on the offensive line? Let's start there.
Tyler Smith.
Yeah, there's your tackles, which is.
I like Petit. I know George likes him too.
Yeah. Your interior guys, Tyler Smith, Sean Ryan.
My guy Green is off the board, huh? He went.
Yeah, he went 2 picks earlier.
Yep, the Giants.
Lindstrom
right,
some of these
wide
guys.
receiver. What do we got?
Watson is there.
David Bell, Metchie, Watson, Pickens, Wan'Dale Robinson, Tolbert, 94, Alec Pierce. Obviously,
right now,
still available.
This is a tough decision. I'm looking at guards and I'm looking at receivers here, and I would go by my board. I can't refrain from my board. So let me go over to my notes here. Obviously, Linderbaum, inside. Green went. Oh my God. Who else do we got? Zion went way earlier than I thought he was in that mock.
I mean, look at Sky Moore going 31st in this one. That's a guy that, and that's a definite move that could happen, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's what you love about the draft is when these runs happen, like 2 or 3 guys go off the board, all of a sudden it becomes 5, 6, and 7 because teams don't want to miss a guy.
Did Penning go off the board? I didn't see.
Yeah, he had to have went, didn't he?
Did he? Go to offensive.
Yeah, 13th to Houston.
Ah, Jesus.
I knew. Yeah, he wouldn't be around here.
This is a tough pick right here. I like Watson and I like Tolbert here. So now I'm stuck.
Well, this is
position.
this not to make your pick for you, but this is where the poker game comes into play. Is you have to be like, all right, what guy is going to last to 48 potentially?
Right.
It's not going to be an interior lineman, most likely.
Right.
You have a better shot at a wideout.
I look at this, both guys right now in my rankings here. I need big play. Big play. Big plays were nice for Coach Nagy. He just didn't know how to get them. He didn't realize it running the ball. But I'm going to go by my board, Shayne. And I'm going to send you up Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. And I would take a big time playmaker at receiver here.
And
Do
I
you have
think
something to say you want?
No. Very interested in Watson. My feelings is that he's going to be. People may be surprised at how high he actually ends up going on draft night.
I think he'll be gone in the end of first. He's the back end first.
I have him way over Pickens. Again, I know George. This is where I got to go by my board. Watson is an unbelievable talent, big time. He's listed in college at 6'5". Did we get a measurement on him at the combine?
On who now?
On Watson. What was his height? Because we have Equanimous St. Brown.
Yeah, they have him listed here at 6'4", 208 through the Draft Network.
So we'll say he's somewhere in between 6'4" and 6'5". And this kind of go up and get it football player is necessary. You don't be content with Darnell Mooney. I think you got to get a big time football player. And I hope you guys like, based on how that fell, I was looking at interior draft, offensive lineman, but this kid's like Cars and Shayne are saying, Watson may go in the first. I get him here at 39, and I believe it was what we should do. Cars, did you like my pick?
I do. Yeah, he's a guy that's got that upside that you're looking for. And I think right off the bat is just going to give you that big target and that place that we need for field. So you can't go wrong really in any position other than ones you mentioned, right? Like you can't do. There are some other positions it just doesn't make sense. So it was gonna be hard to make a bad pick there.
What's Watson to KC? What does this mean?
Cox, I think, believes like yes.
That'll he's not going to get out of the first. I got it now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Imagine two speedsters, two guys. Equanimous ran a 4.4.
I've heard that their guy that they actually want is Jamison Williams. Kansas City.
That wouldn't shock me. I mean, again, when you take those two picks back to back, they can easily move up and go get him.
I can see my guy Treylon Burks going to the Chiefs. They get some special player, and he's fucking on Sports Center every week, and I'm getting my heart crushed. But anyway,
so we're on the clock here.
It's Shayne is up.
Yeah, I am up. I'm gonna.
No trades if you're just tuning in now. I've taken Watson.
Right. I have, pretty good idea of where I'm gonna go.
You're looking at Trey McBride. Just come clean with it. We need another second round tight end.
Yeah,
just come
Trey
out.
But what are your guys' thoughts on Tyler Smith?
He's the ultimate angry polls guy, right? Like aggressive.
Yeah. He's a prick.
He's got to clean up some of his technique, but like for a guy who wants to build an offensive line that just mauls people and doesn't give a shit, that's the kind of guy he is.
But you're also getting a guy that's got tremendous size.
Oh,
so a lot of this.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to sell him short. He absolutely is physically gifted. I'm just saying, like
he's 6'5", 330 something, right?
Oh
so,
yeah. That's like the
guy
guy in Philly that just retired, right?
Oh
like
my God, Brandon Brooks.
He's like a Brooks type of guy.
One of my favorite interior offensive linemen scouting.
Yeah, they have him listed as 6'5", 324.
So, Shayne, does that fit what this narrative that they're saying? Ryan Poles wants him light and athletic. I keep hearing that. And I'm like, when does he say that? He wants them in shape. That's it. It doesn't mean light and athletic. I think we all want athletic at line.
You'll take athletic at 340 though, right? Like there are some guys, like again, Brandon Brooks was completely athletic for as mammoth of a man as he is. But if you aren't like Borum didn't always move the fastest, right? So yeah, it makes more sense to get his agility up, but you're not going to pass on a guy like a Tyler because he's big, because he's got the athleticism.
I know Shayne loves this guy, Jordan. Roger McCreary.
That's my guy, and I think I actually think you're very, very lucky that he's available. Everybody's knocking the kid because of his arm length. And if you turn on tape of McCreary, all you do is you see him shutting everybody down. Yeah, there's some warts. I get it. I'm a huge McCreary fan. And listen, this isn't if that's the direction I end up going, that's not a knock towards Thomas Graham, but you can never have enough guys out there at cornerback that can make an impact. McCreary is huge. Phil, I'm not just saying it because he's available. Phil, you've heard me talk about him privately.
Oh yes,
and
you've
to me, it
talked about this kid since the fall, and you've fallen in love, and I get it because he's your Treylon Burks, and McCreary is a great football player. The guy that I would push for as a coach, I'd be like, listen, I love this kid out of Georgia. I have him over. What's his name from
Tyler.
Tulsa. Yeah, I have my guy here, Jamari Saylor.
Salyer,
I like him a lot, and I think he is a great interior offensive.
That's my one thing against Smith. I love the attitude, but man, he needs so much fucking work, and I've been very open about my analysis of offensive linemen. It is not my strong suit and never has been, and I've been very open and honest about that. But to me, Salyer, I would go Salyer over Smith because I think
I'm with you. That's how I have him ranked.
I love Smith's attitude, but man, there's a lot of question marks beyond that. I mean, this is a premium pick.
Do you double up with George Pickens here?
I
double Ducey? Like,
sorry, George. I don't touch Pickens. He to me has, again, if you're gonna this is a premium position, there are so many concerns for me at that place. Tyler is very much the same, right? Those are big home run or massive strikeout guys, and there's very little in between.
So that
here
being
you
said,
go. Here we go.
The pick is in, and
Breece Hall is going to be not a Chicago Bear.
Hey, that's a good running back out of Iowa State as well.
I'll say this before I make the pick, and I brought this up to Cars.
Yes.
I think one of the surprise picks of the Bears draft will be them drafting a running back that will surprise people. Maybe I'm not even going to say that 71 is out of play. I think listen, Ryan Polt, look at the weapons that Kansas City had. They still took Edwards-Helaire in round 1. And do not discount that. They know that David Montgomery is a free agent. And I know everybody's going to say, oh, well, Khalil Herbert. They don't. They're
great. Very similar backs, he and Monty. Monty does things better. Please don't get me wrong. Don't kill me. But they're very similar in style, where if you can get someone like a Spiller that's a little different, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. So we'll
see where we got in the third round. Who are you taking, Shayne? Here.
I am taking Roger McCreary, cornerback.
He's taking the corner.
And going into this season, I think that the Bears I fully expect to see a guy like Xavier Rhodes be a Chicago Bear here sometime. Soon.
Yeah.
I think that that's probably going to end up happening, but you need more guys there with top end talent, and I'm a big McCreary fan. I know they're talking the 3-tech. I understand it here, but I don't think that the Bears are done with Ogunjobi. I think that they're going to.
That thing that Pohl said, we'll reevaluate later. I absolutely think that.
Yeah.
So
we talked about that with Adam Rank last night, and I had to give my boys George and Shayne some props for translating that. Not today. So this and then he doubles down on it, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to make the pick here.
Take the pick. Make the pick.
Roger
Cars, you like this pick?
Listen,
guys, Claudio, Sheri, and Jackal, please put up questions from the chat. I know they're fired up, and I want them included in here. We're not ignoring you guys. I promise you that. I promise you that. We're going to answer that in a second. I want to hear Cars, McCreary, or I would have taken who?
You would have taken your Georgia interior guy.
Saying,
no,
not me.
Listen,
I was saying you. I was.
No, I would have done. Oh, sorry. I would have done someone on the interior. I think Tyler. I look at this the way that I think the Bears are going to. They would do this, and I think Tyler fits a lot of what they're looking. Personally, though, I saw enough of Kindle Vildor last year, kind of in a key role. So you just like wide receiver, right? And you can never have too many. And so we have one on the roster, so it makes a lot of sense to go out and get that second.
I'm with you. I would have taken the interior, my guy from Georgia, but I'm not like Kevin White mad or.
Yeah, there's not a lot separating.
I get the pick by Shayne.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But I would have taken the guard there. And I would have over Smith. I saw one of you guys put up the kid from Tulsa. I would have taken George would have taken Tyler Smith. I would have took the sailor from Georgia. Would you have taken Georgia kid Cars with me? So we agree?
No, I would have taken Tyler Smith. That would have been.
So you would have taken Smith. So there you go. We all three of us would have taken someone different. But Shayne was in charge.
Yeah, I just did it because I'm high enough on McCreary. I think you just drafted a top 2 corner in this draft at number 48. That's the way that I look at it, and I
like the pick.
Yeah,
it's a very good pick.
I could have gone somewhere else, but you can't disagree with building your secondary up with a new defensive coach, with a new defensive coordinator philosophy. Jordan's on fire tonight. Jordan Silveira. Shout out to you, Jordan. I'm glad you're here.
Sawyer went 60th.
So now it's Carstensen, Lord Cars.
I've drafted a
Third
North
round
Carolina quarterback because those
Trey
are just top
McBride
bets.
is gone.
Yeah. Ooh.
David Bell went in the third. Is Pickens still on the board here?
No, he went to Kansas City. 50.
Oh, there you go. 50th.
Yeah.
Right after you picked.
Yeah, Brees. Oh, Kansas City got Pickens and Brees Hall.
Pickens and Brees Hall.
David
why I
Bell
love
went
the
to
draft.
Detroit. Metchie goes to the Texans. Coastal Carolina's own Isaiah Likely.
Look at that. Isaiah Likely.
So, Cars, is there a position group that you want to look at, or are you?
Yikes! This is where it starts to get interesting. I feel like this point in time, I'd want to see still wide out who's out there and still interior line, but I don't think there's a hole. I mean,
Jalen
I'm
Tolbert.
Done. I'm done. That's it.
Your guy.
He's
listen.
still
I
there.
am ridiculously high on that kid's ceiling, and I think
I was gonna take him in the second round. I'm choosing between the two, so I'm right with you, bro.
There's just something that sits out on his big play ability, and
Pierce is still there too.
Kid from Cincy. Alec Pierce.
Tolbert just feels like he's a guy that has that extra gear to take off. Let's just take a look real quick at interior line, if we could, real quick.
Yep.
And then I keep saying real quick, so let me say it 17 more times.
Yeah, Ingram would be the guy for me here.
Oh, Ingram. And I know
Barlissimo. Cole
would.
Strange, right? Yeah, Cole Strange is another one.
Cole Strange.
Just to put it out there, and I know Phil doesn't agree with it at all.
Kennard as well. I like a lot. Those three.
When we interviewed Cole on our patron side, sat down with him. Jesus, I'm blanking on the Senior Bowl directors. Nagy. Yep.
Oh, the other Nagy.
What's his first name, though?
The good one, Jim.
Jim Nagy reached out to me via DM and just congratulated me on the interview, said that he really enjoyed it and wanted to know if I could just get him a copy of it. So I sent that to him and started talking back and forth a little bit about, the draft and some of these guys. And he said for his money, he believes that Cole Strange will be a better NFL center than Linderbaum when all is said and done.
Jim was smoking something, I said. I like Jim, but
yep.
Hey, I love it when people come strong.
Absolutely.
There's no half-ass in that one. Yeah, look,
Yeah.
I'm still doubling up on wideout. It is such a bad position for us. I can't.
You're gonna double up on it. Shayne,
absolutely.
before he drafts, who would you take here? Because I like those top three on the best available. Out of those three, I think I'm taking
talking about
Ingram.
Yeah, well, that would be my. I would be in play on Ingram, Cars guy there that we were just talking about, and Pierce would be the three guys that I'm.
So you would also. So you got a double doozy in wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going through. I'm just trying to get some of these names.
Like I like
Troy
Chettle.
Anderson's
Troy
an interesting
Anderson.
name out of Montana State. That
My God, one of my
that I like a
favorite
lot.
freaking players in the draft right there. Troy.
What were you saying, Cars?
Sorry.
No, like Channel 2, but I think that doesn't make sense now with Morrow, right? Like, linebacker's a great thing, but there's only going to be two of them, and they're already on the roster 90% of the time, right?
Could you be talked into Rucker?
No.
Reggie Rucker? Oh, no.
No. Jeremy.
Darius Rucker, Hootie, actually.
The tight end. You love that kid, Shayne. You brought him up, and there's a cohesive relationship.
No, I'm a Ruckert fan.
So am I.
Yep,
Every
I
time
am a
he
Ruckert
makes.
fan.
But I'll tell you what, I could be talked into Greg Dulcich out of UCLA. He's another guy that there's something special. I could see him and Jasper Horsted becoming two of the fans' favorite. Dolcic. How do you say his name? Dolcic or Dolcic?
I think it's Dolcic.
One of
this is a great
buddy, Matt Waldman.
Yes.
Big fan of this guy right here, Brian Robinson.
How can anybody not? Brian Robinson stays healthy. He's everything to me. I'm a big fan, and I didn't know Matt is. But Matt is going to be coming back on the network, Shayne.
Yeah.
I think next week he'll be on. So I can't wait to talk to him.
Who do you got, Cars? Where are you?
Yeah.
We already know where he's going.
Yeah, it's Tolbert. I think at this point, absolutely.
I'm telling you right now, this is pick 71 come draft coverage on our network will be live right here. It's going to be unbelievable because if you love the Bears in the draft, you're going to want to be here. He's taking Tolbert. Who would you have taken? Don't say it tomorrow. I want to know who you would have taken in the chat right there, knowing I would have taken.
Ingram was a hard one to pass.
Ingram would have been my guy.
So we're at pick 99. Ruckert just went. Pierce is still available.
Oh my God! But you can't take another receiver.
Absolutely, you can.
Absolutely. Oh, it's up to me. It's my draft pick now.
Yeah, not yet. Well, we're not on the clock yet. We got a ways to go here.
My guy Leo Chanel just went off the board.
We don't have Pierce at 106.
Yeah, we don't have a fourth because of the
we're
Justin
going all
Fields
the way
trade.
to the fifth. Pierce is gone. We got a trade. The Cowboys want to. No. There's no trades in this exercise. If you're listening. Also, just so you know, while we're waiting, everyone's asking me, where's the podcast? It's not the audio for the podcast. All our shows, audio, is now via Patreon. And our business manager, Jim Larison, is going to come on and show you on Patreon how to get that audio to your podcast stream. Every show is still a podcast, but we're not putting it out on iTunes and trolling for advertising that way. We are TTNL, and hopefully you become a part of that. Anyway, what do I got here?
Use this when you draft a punter. This is
no
flat out when you draft.
I never would draft a punter.
No,
ever. Oh man.
There's some interesting names there, though. I mean, Kobe Bryant. I'm high on.
That's
I know there's a guy not on the board here that, Phil, I know you're very, very high on. Go to the interior defensive line. You look there, number 183, Thomas Booker is a guy that I love.
Man.
I
love Thomas
Perfect
Booker.
fit for what Eberflus wants at his 3-tech. But yeah.
Interior offensive lineman. We haven't taken one. And I can't.
Jurgens.
I don't want to force this.
Lafetus.
Oh my God! I was just gonna ask: Is Lafetus on the board? I was just gonna ask.
He's right there. Yeah.
Exactly. It's meant to be because I was just gonna make that joke. But all right, I got Lafetus in my pocket now. I want to see tight end. I want to see my tight ends. What do we got there? Cole, my guy is gone from UCLA. So, okay. I'm moving on from tight end. And now I'm looking at safety. Ooh. The kid Woods is a good football player. He's a good football player. Parnham. I like Parnham. Let's see. Who else? It's between Booker and Lafetus now. Lafetus. Or Mike Linebacker. Did my Mike go off the board? Yes, he probably did.
No,
Leo Chanel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
he did.
What about Ryan? What about Ryan?
DeMarco Jackson.
DeMarco, great football player. But I gotta go and build the offensive line, guys, and I'm just a big fan of this guy. So I'm gonna go Lecitus Smith. Get the athletic offensive guard in here and get him.
It's like the first time you've said his name right.
I know. Lecitus
so proud of you.
Smith, athletic technician at guard. We had Brock Hoffman. I love. Brock got his swag today, Shane. Did you see him shouting us out?
Yeah.
And watching Brock's tape, you see Brock's talent and effort. And then Lecitus just jumps off the tape in his athleticism, and it looks exactly what Luke Getsy is looking for. So to be here at 148 and to get an interior offensive lineman that I believe could be a day one starter, sign me up. Lecitus Smith over the 3 technique, Shane. I'm going to take the young interior offensive lineman. What would you have done, Shane?
Well, I would have waited until my pick here. No, I would have been in on Smith, or Juergens is another one that I would have been in on. But
Juergens is good too from Nebraska.
Yeah, to me,
he's a tough son of a. He's a prick too.
Yeah, to me, Booker is fantastic. I big fan of the player. Obvious, got to get a young guy in here. But to me, man,
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that's. Whew.
You got.
I know it's another corner, but Jesus,
we need them. I know. That's when you double up, it shows how much of a position is needed, and then you kind of protect yourself in a way if one of them, for whatever reason, doesn't work. Like this should be like the quarterback position. Corner and wide receiver and quarterback are positions, and interior line. You should try to draft every year. You always need them.
Booker's there now because you're picking at 150. Jerome Ford of Cincinnati goes to Carolina. You could fill a huge need with a guy that I believe is going to be a good football player in Booker at the 3 technique. Juergens is another guy that you got to be talking about here. You double up on Nebraska, get the center in here. What is Shane going to do? What about you?
You listen, this is what I love Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
I love Booker. Mm-hmm. You want to know who I love even more than those 2 guys?
I do.
I love my quarterback.
He's going with another receiver.
No, I'm bringing in some more protection here for him.
Okay.
And I am drafting Juergens.
There you go. 2 back-to-back.
I don't think Cody Whitehair is too long for the Chicago Bears. I think 2022 and out, and believe me, it killed this. It's giving me anxiety thinking about not pulling the trigger on Bryant or Booker here. But man, you just
listen. I love this double up.
I want to have guys in the pipeline that that are ready to take over, because this is more so about 2023 than it is 2022. Let's just be honest here. So,
everything is, you're absolutely right. And you're right on Whitehair. He's going to be hitting the wrong side of 30 while he's expensive. He doesn't have it. So makes a lot of sense.
I am taking Cam Juergens. There it is.
Cam Juergens and Lecitus, interior offensive lineman in the draft.
That's such a big swing. From
God.
where
give me some names. They always
Arlington Hambrights out there, right?
So Kobe Bryant ended up going to the Jags. Our 3 tech is still there. I know Monteric Brown is another interesting guy. I know George is real high on him. But like, man, Phil, you think about in Cars, you think about the offensive line now, just breaking it down with Lucas Patrick, who they're obviously very high on. Now you're bringing in Lecitus Smith, Cam Jurgens to pair with Tevin Jenkins and Larry Borum. I mean, this is really a tip of the way that this mock came out is really a tip of the cap to those two young offensive tackles moving forward. So you have some youth with big time upside in the pipeline now, and that is not something that we're used to in Chicago.
What's a pipeline? What's a pipeline on the offensive line? We've never had one.
Give me some fucking names. Pipeline, not that type of pipe. Not that type of pipe.
I always love the unsuspecting. Get him on the screen real quick.
Yeah, always do that. Jackal, how are you feeling this draft so far, Chris?
So far, so good, man. You guys, I think Cars is, his pontification and reasoning has been succinct. Shayne, you're always on point, but Phil, I don't know where you're coming from. No, I'm kidding. You guys are doing great.
It's a shame we all don't like each other. It's really unfortunate.
Can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but.
So let's get this
Here
going.
we go.
Again.
It's on to Cars.
Oh, Lord.
Is this our last pick here?
I believe so, yeah. So now we are at it was Max Mitchell, Yusuf Corker, Garrett, Rosenthal, Jack
There's
Jones,
our guy,
DeMarco
Johnson,
going off.
Jackson.
So we still have that 3 tech available, which is good for us.
These guys will tell you the best abilities is availability.
Detroit took him.
They took him.
5 picks earlier.
Thomas Booker goes off. One of my favorite names in the draft.
Jesus.
Thomas, if you're out there, you're now a Lion.
Another interesting wide receiver there, Justin Ross from Clemson.
His athletic was so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it was shockingly bad. God, I have no idea here. You start losing me at this point.
You can get your return guy in Kalen Barnes. I think he'd be your return guy day one.
I mean, this is...
Any positions you want to look at?
Tariq Carpenter there from Georgia Tech. Alley type player, physical.
Any quarterbacks interest you, Cars?
No.
I know
Not
Caleb
this-
Ellaby is
I always get excited when I see
Emery Hunt's
Derek.
number
Emery
2
Hunt,
quarterback.
number 2 overall. Yeah.
Derek King always gets me, right?
Derek King, yeah.
It's always the name that stacks out. No, there's
Is there
no
an
names.
offensive tackle.
Yeah, let's take a look and
maybe
see if there's any tackles out there.
Maybe is Braxton Jones out there? Kid from Southern Utah, is he in there? Or he must have went.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
There's our boy Brock.
Brock Hoffman. Get 2 Virginia Tech.
Had we not doubled up, it made a lot of sense. Man,
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. After we get through about round 5, I am of little value there.
What about taking us a running back this late? Maybe someone with high-end potential.
Pierre Strong's interesting.
I mean, right now, all you're looking for is a trait, right? So whether it's
Right.
speed and it's speed plus return, you guys got it. I think it'd be better off for one of you guys to make these picks because at this point, these are all names to me. I would just be guessing.
Any thoughts, Phil?
Well, what about our guy from App State, the 3 tech, Demetrius Taylor? Is he still there? Because I
Yeah.
really think
He's gotta
there's
be. I think
something
he's
special in that kid.
Maybe he's not.
He's not in there?
I think they might have him. I don't think they have him listed.
Maybe they put him as an edge. Can you look the player up? He'd be somebody that I really like. I think he's got something special inside his tape and the way they played defense and what they asked him to do.
Right.
Did you search him? He's not there? Because he might be as an edge. Because they played him everything.
I think that's where they have him listed.
Yeah. Is he there?
Yes, right there. 348.
There he is. Well, I would take him as a coach. I like his story. I like the player. I know there's some other players on there. Charleston Rambo from Miami has a lot of upside.
And he's always good for first blood, so that always works out.
Your boy from Ohio. First blood, I just heard you say. Here we are in the later rounds. Do you take a chance on LeBron Ray, Shayne?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I mean, I could be talked into the running back here, quite honestly. I mean, if you want an explosive trait or
Pierre Strong.
Yeah, he's going to give you the speed element, and the other one is Kalen Barnes. I think can come in.
Baylor, the fastest guy.
I think he comes in September, and I think he can be your return guy immediately.
Well,
I think that would be a good place though for if you guys like Pierre and that change of kind of pace thing that ties in very well to what Flus has said and everybody. I think that would.
I would honestly, I don't go by their rankings. I like Taylor here. Demetrius Taylor. I know he's a later round, but he's a 3 technique in my mind.
Yeah.
I would be on board with that guy because when he was asked to do that, that would be my pick. But it's Cars' selection. So Cars, Shayne has selected the running back.
You have to remember they're very likely bringing back Ogunjobi at some point. They invested into Justin Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he got a 2-year deal. Isn't that what his was?
Yes, it was. Correct.
You still have Blackson. You still have
Angelo Blackson, Mario Edwards Jr.
Mario Edwards. So, I mean, I think you're putting.
Do you take a punter here on your last pick? Is Matt Araze?
I think he'd probably be around. He would probably. I think he'd be a shoo-in to make your team and punt for you for a long time. But it's
a whole. I mean, they haven't even brought anybody in to that position as well. Yeah,
they have the one. What's his name?
They got Winslow.
Yeah, Ryan Winslow.
Caden Winslow's cousin.
Carl Winslow's grandson.
Nephew?
Yeah.
Tariq Carpenter is Jared Perry. I surprised you with taking one of my top ranked receivers in the draft.
I agree with Adeptus, though. It's Bears tradition. This is our Todd Sauerbrunn pick. Absolutely.
Need that punter, Jeremy. Jeremy, where have you been? I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
Sheri, I had Sheri looking for you. How about Bo Melton?
He went in that. No, he went.
Yeah, he went much
These
earlier.
are old chats.
Yeah.
Claudio ain't.
To me, I would be down to the 2 guys that are smushed right together right there at 161 and 170.
This is the hardest pick ever.
I think I would.
Corner. Yeah.
Oh,
How about we let someone from the chat select it? So, Sheri, do you have anyone from the chat, or Claudio and Sheri? You guys are usually monitoring the chat. Do you guys agree with this?
No, the punter is still available. I see somebody asked that. He is.
There he is, and he's a big time punter.
This is how much. This is how much the draft.
Everybody wants this guy.
What, Matt?
Yeah,
Araza?
four
Punter.
people.
Yeah.
Hunter is starting to take on.
Do
I
it.
wish we had a poll vote. I wish we had super chat. I would.
You can't draft the punter.
I'd let the person who paid $40 right now. They they could take the pick.
I think Pierce Strong, if what you're saying from he's got speed as a dimension, that's something that we don't have in the room today.
Yeah, to me, it's like Carr said, Pierre Strong. The other guy I'm looking at is Tyquan Thornton
Ross?
from Baylor.
Ross's athletic measurements are off.
You hate those athletic measurements on him.
At wide receiver, for every Anquan Bolden that has run a slow 40 time and hasn't done a whole lot, it is littered with guys who look the part but can't play it. That's concerning.
Here's my thoughts, and then I think we should we'll keep it with us, and then next week, we'll do we got to think of a way though, and I'm brainstorming. We never have a script. I'm going to let our chat fans do next week's mock, but we got to come up with like a trivia. Whoever gets it right, got to be TTNL trivia. Like, what is Angelo's last name, who used to be on the show? If they get it, then the first one that gets it, Claudio would recognize. Then that guy gets to pick 39.
Was
so that'll
his
be
last
next
name
week.
Wallingford, Connecticut? No. Darn.
Someone would say Joseph there. So Shayne and I will draw.
No, we're very economical, my family.
I'm gonna start laughing like that.
Next week, I'm selling it to Cars now. Shayne and I are saying this. I say the punter, because you're getting a field changer. This kid is one of the best that I've seen in a long, long time. So I would fight for the punter or my guy Demetrius Taylor.
Brown is
gone.
technique. Jeremy.
Brown is gone. But my punter is going to help us in the Windy City. We saw, what's his name, O'Donnell go to the Packers. Typical O'Donnell, right? He chokes in the big moments.
He was
He's
a
always
sixth
done
rounder.
that.
He was your sixth rounder.
Yeah.
Phil Emery.
For Phil Atoshin, I would fight for Matt.
Does he have a tribal tattoo on his arm?
I don't know.
Well, then I'm out. Like, if he doesn't have sour brown,
I agree.
If he doesn't have sour browns, I'm out.
Sour
if he doesn't have those, I'm out.
So I agree with Donald McKendry. That's what I said.
What about barbed wire? Barbed wire work?
Claudio has a special place in his heart for kickers.
Kickers and punters are always the coolest dudes, though. Seriously.
They're like, those are the guys you want to get drunk with. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
Smoke
Many times
Monday.
at Walter Camp, right, Phil? Walter
Yes.
Camp. The punters and the kickers are always the coolest dudes.
Alex is pulling for Zion McCallum. Look at this kid's byline. Shayne is going Barnes. That's what you want? Those are my talking points.
Yeah, I would be in on
Strong and Barnes.
I'd be in on Strong, Barnes, and oh Jesus, who was the other guy I was just talking about? Thornton, the wide receiver.
Yeah, Taekwon's an interesting guy.
Yeah, from Baylor.
Thornton. James RoboCop Thornton's son. Right there.
No cap.
So Cars, it's up to you now. What are you gonna do? I gave my punter. He's gonna come in and be a star, your starter.
You know what?
That's where I would go.
From what I remember, he was booming, and so yeah, someone made a good point with how the offense and defense may be this year. He's a kind of guy who might be able to keep you into this. So we're drafting a punter, Shayne.
Look at this. Cars signed with me.
There it is.
I totally thought you were going with Strong.
I was, but I think that's someone did mention, and it was a good point.
What about my point? I'm the one who said it.
Well, you had a good point on the punter. I'm giving you that. But when it comes to like speed guys at the running back position, UVA can be a good place for that. Yeah.
Adeptus left us, and now he's back with us. I don't know where Adeptus went. That was one of Claudio's superstars in the chat.
I love him. He's a good dude. He makes
but he
great
left
comments.
us, Claudio.
He left us hanging.
He hated us for.
No, he's right here. There he is.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back?
I'm just asking where he
Back
went.
Street's back. All
I
right.
don't know. I only see their names. I don't see where they are in real life.
Okay, track them, Claudio.
All right,
Track
I
them
saw
down.
somebody repeating a couple of different times, wanting me to pause it so we can look at UDFAs to see some guys that would be that may interest us.
We're gonna look at UDFAs.
Carr's favorite thing to do.
Who's
when I was a kid,
Slade
I would get
Bolden,
that-
my guy Slade. I'd bring him in as a UDFA.
I would too. I'm definitely making a call to Coastal Carolina linebacker Silas Kelly.
I don't even think he's in this.
He's not listed in here?
No.
They need to do their job.
Yeah.
Do their research.
But
Brad
is there
Hawkins.
any of the UDFA quarterbacks?
Oh my God. Is
Carr's
the
bring-
is the
Oh,
kid
Derek King is coming in. Absolutely. I don't know how you say no to that.
the kid from Penn, the quarterback from the Ivy is gone. He got drafted, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy that I would bring in definitely.
Running backs, I mean, you're always going to have a lot of numbers there.
Harris from Miami. We could do this another time. But I will say this in all honesty.
You want another Mustafa, Phil, from Penn State?
Is
that one
is
move
Mike
up high
Maietti still there? Bring him in. Did Maietti get drafted?
He's why isn't this?
Where did Silas Kelly go? Did I miss it?
No, I don't think he's on the
Claudio
list.
I don't even think he's
must
on
be
here.
high as hell.
No,
Totally missed
honestly, I can't
Shayne
even
say
see
that.
the letters.
No,
on it.
Shayne said it. He's like, I don't think he's even listed on here.
Oh shit! Really?
That's why I was like, they need to do their research.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Yeah.
You can't just type a guy's name in this thing
It's
here.
not what it's not letting me do it for some weird reason. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's because I'm at the end, but
Listen, next week you better be prepared for TTNL trivia. Claudio and Jackal and Sheri are going to be monitoring that chat room like nobody else. So here it is, our first of the season, off season, our first KI, Keeping It 100 mock draft. Give us a grade in the chat. Give us a grade in the comments if you're watching later on. We got our picks are in 39th. I took Christian Watson, wide receiver, North Dakota State, big playmaker for Justin Fields. Shayne came into the second round. He took cornerback from Auburn, his rival school. Even he's going into his rivalry here, the Iron Bowl. Roger McCreary, tremendous looking corner, polished, got first round talent, third round arms, they'll say. Jalen Tolbert comes in the third from Cars, the big 6'3" 3/4 wide receiver, coming in. Two big targets to add to what the Bears have in Darnell Mooney, Byron Pringle, Equanimous St. Brown, all 6'5" of him. Now they're adding to that. Then I come back and pick my boy Lacetus Smith, offensive guard, athletic. Then Shayne comes back and takes the beef jerky man himself, Cam Jurgens, tough as nails. Now you're adding two interior. Then in the final round, the Lord himself, with and without his wig, would have selected the Hunter from Sandy. Get your wig on for that pick. There it is.
All hail.
All hail, Lord.
I gotta get ready for Sheri's read, so I gotta. She does
I think we should just keep
too
this
much.
music. This music is a good music.
Lord Cars is taking a punter, and the Bears are better for it. I hope you enjoy. Like I said, leave it in the chat. That's a night driving. Was it lo-fi? Let me hear it. No, it was night driving, right?
for what? Oh, feeding the ducks.
No, I was for next week's mock. I got to remember this music. It's night driving. Shayne.
Yeah.
Night driving. You'll be night driving us next week. Some of you truckers will be listening live nightly. Next week's mock on the show. And next week, Jackal, I don't know where he is. He's probably reading one of his books. Chris, you there? Chris, you there? Oh, he's not there.
You might be getting into a fist fight with some dude on your voicemail. We don't know.
We also need a swipe for when Sheri is ready to do the read. I can hear the music.
You're on the air, baby. You're on. You did it. You made
it, Sheri.
Hey, everybody in the 100 crew, doesn't Sheri's hair look awesome?
Oh my God. Who has better hair, Cars or Sheri? Leave that vote.
Hold on. Get the full effect.
Oh, we got to bring Christopher in. There he is. Look at him. He's sketching out designs. Chris, you okay, Chris? You ready for Sheri's?
He was pooping.
I'm here for the read.
Porcelain potty was available or unavailable.
I wish.
Powdered wigs.
Los did not like our punter selection. We got a lot of curls. Yes, we do. Curls.
Let's throw curls.
Anybody want to go see Hamilton with me for some unknown reason?
Hamilton. Sheri, are you ready?
I am, I think.
Oh,
guys, Manscaped, I'm telling you right now, Manscaped has sent me their latest, their underarm deodorant, their new shampoo and conditioner all in one. I'm telling you right now, we kid you not, we side with this company, Sheri. What do you have to read for us tonight? Hey, brothers.
Hey, guys. I'm assuming I'm on the screen.
There he is.
Hey. Great show, guys.
Hey, dudes.
A+ show, B+ draft.
Cars with his hat.
Cars has his hat.
Oh my God, not that.
Hey, guys.
Hey, brothers. I love Joshy.
Got
Is Joshy in the Philippines, Manscaped, or no? Is he back?
Logan hasn't often yet.
Logan Manscaped him is the report.
I need a picture. Take a
I don't want to
now.
No, you do not want a picture.
That he's in a picture from one of those guys.
I want him with the Philippines Ocean behind him. Philippines.
Josh, let's go up and hike this volcano real quick, buddy. What's that down there?
He's wearing his Keepin It 100 swag in his photo.
Yes, sir.
Claudio's heart. Claudio got to meet you.
Yes.
There you go. Sheri, you ready?
Yes.
Manscaped.
Clap it up if you're excited about the new Manscaped launch. Let's clap it up.
I am.
Jackal's not. There you go, Jack.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Today I'm excited to announce their brand new Ultra Premium collection. Believe it or not, they're moving above the bikini line. I'm talking about upgrading a man in your life's hygiene routine with your favorite manly scent. This is an all-in-one skin and hair care kit for everyday man that covers him from head to toe, literally. Manscaped is trusted below the waist. Now trust them with the rest. Help him join the 4 million men worldwide who look great and smell great thanks to Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code CHICITYSPORTS. We all know what a game changer Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 has been for trimming below the waist.
Preach it, girl.
Now you can enhance his perfect groovy routine with the Ultra Premium collection. This package includes Manscaped Premium Deodorant, not for his balls, but say goodbye to his smelly armpits. His deodorant dries clear, is aluminum-free, and smells like their signature scent.
Powdered wigs and big male pushes.
Oh my God.
You fucking yelled that, Cars.
Their hydrating body moisturizer is great for tattoos and issues with dry skin. It's designed to keep the skin feeling clean, smooth, and smelling fresh. The body wash to lather them up with their infused aloe vera and sea salt shower gel. The 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, a nourishing and luxurious 2-in-1, far above the rest, infused with sea kelp and coconut water. Plus a free gift, a 3-pack set of lip balm that's made with ingredients like vitamin E, peppermint, and eucalyptus oil to keep those lips feeling moist. A lip balm so good, you're guaranteed to steal 1 or 2 from his set. That's 4 products plus a gift inside the Ultra Premium Collection. All of these products are cruelty-free, paraben-free, vegan-friendly, and dye-free. The best ingredients with zero compromise. I recommend using the products in this order. First, hop in the shower and scrub it up that body with the Manscaped body wash. Second, lather his luscious locks with the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Next, dry off and spray on the hydrating body moisturizer to reinvigorate the dry skin. Fourth, put on the Manscaped deodorant for obvious reasons. And 5, last but not least, pop that Manscaped lip balm on. No more kissing, chapped lips. Getting dressed after is optional. 1 great scent all day long. So you get 20% off plus free shipping with the code CHICITYSPORTS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code CHICITYSPORTS at manscaped.com. Only smell you'll want on him in a bottle, thanks to Manscaped.
I could have went all year without seeing that. Oh God, I'm not gonna see it again.
Damn.
Lord
She said
Cars
Shayne to
approved.
make a mom
That
joke.
was kelp.
Lord Cars approved.
My God.
Well done, Sheri.
Manscaped.
Shane.
Well done.
It's
Will
safer-
Smith needs to come up and just slap you right now for doing that.
Get knocked the fuck
This
out.
is not
That
right.
wouldn't end well for Will.
Exactly.
I know, right?
Oh my
Honestly,
Exactly.
real
If that,
quick,
listen,
before-
if that
Real
was
quick.
Before
Jason
we move off
Momoa,
of that,
or if that was like
if that
The
happened
Rock,
to you, would you guys have just shut down? There's there's no way I could have just sat there if I was Chris
he only
Rock.
did it because it was Chris Rock. If that was The Rock, he would not have fucking went up there and did that.
He only did it because Jada told him to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He
well,
laughed at the. He laughed
Yeah.
at the joke.
This
Fuck
that
him.
was-
Fuck the whole thing.
This was an embarrassment on so many levels, to be perfectly honest. Obviously, we'll keep it 100. Are we doing Jackals Don't Do Shit tonight, or is it
We're
straight to
late
shout
already.
outs?
You want a night off, Jackal?
Hey, whatever you guys want to do. Jacko don't do shit, so might as well just stick to the program.
I can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but you know.
People want to hear it or no? Save it for next week.
Go right
right?
into your shout outs. Let's go, man. But you keep it 100. Talk to your Will Smith and Chris Rock.
All right, real quick.
Dilemma.
Before we go to shout outs, everybody, I'm with Claudio and Shayne. I felt like and where's that music? Just something in my back. I was enjoying it. Feed the Ducks, Sheri's music. If someone's disrespectful to my wife and I'm in that situation where it's an audience and a ceremony, my first response would probably be his last. Like, keep my fucking wife's name out of your mouth. I would have said it and set that tone. If he ever did it again, then maybe you get up. But it was such a complete
entitlement
disappointment because I love Will Smith so much that you went up there because your girl decided to say. Now forget all the other things. This is just my opinion. Everybody has one on this, but for me, just keeping it 100, I thought it was a bad look. A bad look, and you don't do that. You don't take physical. And I thought it was bad on Will in his speech to incorporate the guy that he's acting in that show to say that, almost insinuate that, much like him, I got to protect my family. No, you're not speaking for the guy. I felt that was wrong too, because Serena and Venus's father isn't going up on stage smacking somebody. Those are my thoughts on it. Say it. Don't take a physical action in front of. And it's hard for me because I really I don't think there's a Will Smith movie or anything that I don't enjoy. So Jada, though, I get rid of Jada, bro. Just you got to get out of that relationship.
Should have did that a long time ago.
She is a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman, but you got to get rid of that from your life. Your thoughts? Anybody else? Claudio, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
there they are. The Philippines pick. Is that George Bayless's hair on Logan?
That's where the hair went?
Is that where his hair went? Cars? I didn't know Logan had so much
ponytail.
Is that wrapped around his head?
There, look, he's wearing the Keepin It 100 tee in.
What's that on Josh's chin?
I definitely am holding Jada's responsible for that. Because like Shayne said,
100%.
He laughed, and then you see Jada's face.
Well, then he fucking first off, who the fuck slaps another dude? So I have a problem with that. And then he did it, and when he's walking off the stage, he's like got a little shit-eating grin on his face because I think it was almost like he was expecting people to stand up and praise him for what he fucking did. And I was like, oh dude, that was.
Were you upset with the standing ovation when he got the award?
Well, I mean, the fucking
awkward
timing of everything couldn't have been worse. I mean, dude, we walk up there and we do that. We're being escorted out of there.
Don't play it, dude. You can't play that shit. You can't play shit.
Claudio. I don't know if we could play it. We might
play it. Okay, it's just a.
I don't know if
I thought it was fun.
No, it's all right.
It is funny. But
it's funny.
Can we play it, Shayne?
No. That was a remix video.
It was a remix. It was just like
it was somebody made a remix.
It'll still ding us.
All right.
Since
whatever.
Comedians have fucking slapped people across the face with words throughout the history of comedy.
My only
not
thing
many
is that
people get up and punch somebody. I think Will Smith felt entitled to do so, and he looked like a fucking douche.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock should be protected by the freedom of speech to fucking say that shit. It wasn't like he was that out of line where Will Smith did the same shit in 2014. So go fuck himself if he got that hell bent about it. You know, that's how I feel. So. Keeping it 100.
No, I think when you walk in the door and Chris Rock is the host, you're expecting to get your balls broken. Whoever, Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift's getting her fucking balls broken every fucking show. I've never seen her get up. I'm with you. It's a comedic thing.
Yeah.
This is how much I felt like that comment meant. Now, I can't speak for black women and hair and that kind of stuff that I've seen being argued here. But Sheri, you could speak on it. But I felt like the comment of G.I. Jane was like this much. It's a scratch.
Yeah.
And you laughed at it. And then your wife gave you that look like, motherfucker, are you laughing at me? And then all of a sudden he changed. Because she was pissed at Will. He saw it.
Yeah.
And then's like, oh, I got to change the whole subject here. That's how I saw it. But I think if it was any of us that did that shit, we'd be arrested and pulled out of there. I mean,
so I don't want to hear
like a professional.
I don't want to hear that you're defending your wife when you fucking literally laughed at the joke 7 seconds before that until you looked over at your wife and said, "Oh shit! If I don't go do something, she's probably gonna."
He could have
just
said
fuck
something
my
to him.
son's best friend again that he brings over to the house. Oh, maybe that's out of fucking line for me to say, but I'm just saying. Come on,
in a world that's so sensitive and we're canceling and whatever the hell this is, to get up and physically assault somebody, I have an issue with it. I don't care. I'll protect my wife to the nines. But I would not have. My wife would have went like this to me if I even went. No, don't worry. It's not a big. You know what I'm saying?
But
if you're Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, I think the situation's a little different. I just think it's a different world they live in, and for us to compare the two, it's fucking wild. It's some principles don't equate just because they live in fantasy land, and anybody that said something bad about Will Smith or his wife, it's like I have to be the knight in shining armor. Nah, dude, you look like a fucking entitled prick that fucking didn't like the joke. It's like
The
dude, what are you
woman
doing?
has a responsibility to stop him from embarrassing himself. I'm sorry if that's a real marriage says.
Yeah,
don't. This is a joke.
It's an
Don't
award
take it like
show. It's all about humor.
Smacking Chris Rock.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was really dumb.
Everybody in the
Sheri,
chat wants to hear
people want to hear
Sheri's
what you have.
opinion on it. You don't want to give it?
I am both parties issued an apology. That's my stance. I'm not making any public comments on how I feel about the situation.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah.
She's keeping it 100. Are
Oh,
you
50.
against me though? That's
She
all
kept
I
it
wanna
50.
She kept it Switzerland.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
just
I
wish
am staying neutral.
I wish Jada would have. Will, you got to get out of this marriage. It's just not working, bro. I'm sorry.
They had an entanglement. What do you need? Anyway, let's move on.
All
to
right.
other
Yeah, seriously.
Let's go to the shout out. Did we
yes.
speak about it enough? Jackals
Yes.
don't do shit segment was.
Shout out Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
The network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this part, signal show is at its end. But for me it's so important, thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Claudio, Shayne getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say that get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
shout
Spencer strong.
out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love
The
too.
network that keeps it real. Spencer strong.
can only imagine.
So let's get the auction underway.
That was my fault.
I love you
uploading
guys.
something.
What do you want to talk about? Do you know the Bears signed a backup quarterback? His name's Trevor Siemian.
Simeon. Yeah,
We were giving you your opportunity for shout outs.
Oh,
there he is.
Get the auction underway. On the first cow here, who's got 55? 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 7, away, 9, 9, 59, 60, 60, 60, 60, 1, 1, 2.
Yeah, you look at the tape. So as a coach, your resume is the tape. That's just the way it is. You want to know.
It's just the way it is, Claudia. That's just the way it is. Let's start it with cars.
So I'd like to give a shout out to my wife who is sick and has been taking care of the kids. So thankfully it's not COVID this time after she's already had it twice. So we're very thankful for that.
Play on that.
Other than that, no, I don't. I have no idea where I'm at half the time right now. I was after starting a new job, so I have nothing else to add right now.
Shayne is back this week. His
am.
internet's back.
No storms.
No storms. there was just a slap heard round the world, and we debated it here on Keeping It 100. Although Sheri refrained, she pled the fourth.
The fourth.
The 25th.
Fifth.
The 25th.
Oh, but I will respond to your comment on hair.
Yes, please.
It is a touchy subject, specifically with Black women. When if you're like, she's worn a short hairstyle forever, but when you have to do it to a condition and it can't grow back, it can be very sensitive. I had to cut my hair off due to me being stupid, and I'm struggling with the fact that it's not growing back. I have to wait for it to grow back until I can wear it in a style. So the hair thing, it's a legit, like, I get where that was something that, even though the comments seem harmless, she's actually beautiful bald, it can still trigger because there's nothing she can do about her hair.
Right. She does that podcast with the other ladies there.
Round table.
Yeah, the round table. Did you see her comments about her? It's called alopecia, right?
Yeah, she has alopecia.
Yeah. So she was talking about it, and she's like, this was from a while ago, and this is what kind of hurts her cause, is because when she was speaking on it, she said, I'm at the point now where I'm a strong woman and I have alopecia and I don't give a fuck what anybody says about my hair. I'm at peace with it, which I totally get your perspective from it, Sheri, because hey, listen, when my son was going through cancer, we have to do this thing through school called a 504, and my son, I know how strong-willed he is, but there was things set in place for him that if he wanted to wear a hat in school because it made him feel more comfortable when he lost his hair, he couldn't be reprimanded for it or anything like that. So I get it, but when you're a public figure, you have to be really, really cognizant of saying something and then not living up to it 2 months later. That's the slippery slope that we all. It's no different than what we do here. You know, if we say that we hate a player, like that's CHGO guys that used to be the Bears bros, they can blast a player, and then when the Bears draft him, all of a sudden he's awesome and we love him and we were wrong about what we said. So I see both sides of the fence because I've technically, went through it with my son, and I see Jada's perspective on it, but where I have the problem is, don't tell everybody publicly that you don't give a fuck what anybody says to you about it if you're not going to live it. That's where you kind of lose your, that.
I mean, I get that, but it doesn't mean that the comments still don't hurt.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's, I don't know what people expect Chris Rock to do. I mean, that's
the thing. He's a comedian. I've heard comedians say way worse stuff about people.
But I've also heard
at the Oscars.
I've heard comedians actually defend Will. So I've heard both sides of the story, which is why I'm keeping a neutral stance on how I feel about it, because I've heard both sides of the story and both sides to me make sense. So I'm not.
I agree. I mean, I see why Will be mad and stick up for his wife. I just think he should have said something to him, maybe like during the commercial break, got in his face, maybe, you know what I mean, really said something like that. But going up on stage and physically,
I don't think there's any
crazy
rationale for assaulting somebody.
Yeah, putting their hands
absolutely. Just let me address this with Don. I know he's not saying specifically me, but that's the whole fucking point. My point was, Jada talked about it, that it doesn't bother. She put that out there publicly, that I'm a strong woman, and it doesn't matter what people say about my affliction. I get it, dude. Like I said, I've fucking lived it. I understand it, but nobody's fucking warranted to walk up at the fucking Oscars and fucking smack somebody in the face. I mean, if that was me, that shit would have escalated. That wouldn't have. I got to give Chris Rock a lot of fucking credit for not escalating it after that. I couldn't have done. I couldn't have done it.
You saw what Jim Carrey said about this situation.
Right, but even then, he comes out and says that he would sue him for $200 million.
Yep.
But then you look back and was it 2014 or whatever the fuck it was? He went up on stage and fucking grabbed Alicia Silverstone and stuck his fucking tongue down her fucking throat, live on the fucking stage, and you could see her face like, what the fuck just happened? So this is what I'm saying. You can say this shit now because you think it's right, but your fucking actions before prove that what you're saying now doesn't mean shit because you just did shit that was wrong. So
listen, there's no one that'll convince me that assaulting Chris Rock was the right thing. Not for a woman. He should have yelled at him and set the tone there and then done what Claudio said. Let's talk it out in the back. You want to fucking swing? Let's go. But to do it live on TV is exactly what Cool Kennedy is saying there. You made the whole night about Jada and you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I honestly am one of the big. I love
Will Smith. One of my favorite childhood actors, man. I was sad to see that happen, man.
When he did,
shitty situation.
When he did apologize, he left Chris Rock out of the apology. So there is something personal there. And
well, there's a history there.
He made fun of her 4 years earlier. He did the same thing.
Didn't they go on a date too? And it was bad or something?
She was boycotting the Oscars.
He made a Rihanna joke.
Chris Rock came out and essentially said, you weren't fucking invited anyway, so why do I fucking care that you're boycotting the Oscars?
Yeah.
That's
he said that's about Jada.
Yeah, he said it.
That was that. Okay. So I remember that.
There was some history. Yeah, there was some history.
There is some personal.
That's the clean version. That's the clean version.
Okay, so she's sitting there. I get the whole thing. I know what's going on, but it is live. This show's keeping it 100, and
it sucks.
I think have you ever been at last point here? Have you ever been? I love stand-up comedy, so I go a lot. Have you ever been the subject matter of a comedian busting your balls?
I do it to you every week.
Exactly, but have you ever been in an audience where a comedian's bust? Sheri had. I've never got my balls busted, but I've been the guy next to me, and I just never would ever go in that situation to assault the comedian for doing what we're there to be, entertained.
Don, that's not the point. You're not seeing what we're talking.
He said that after he smacked them, Don, and that's the problem.
That's the problem.
I had no
said that.
If he said that from a seat, I have zero.
I have zero problem
with for it.
I would honestly stand up for Will Smith if he's like, keep my motherfucking wife's name out of your fucking mouth. Now you set the tone. Yeah. You've crossed the line to smack somebody.
Chris Rock would have understood.
And I would laugh if I was the subject of a comedian's jokes, and I'd probably say something back at him, and he'd probably destroy me because that's what they do. But the reality is, you gotta have thicker skin than that. And as Jeff said, I always talk about the pussification of football and the pussification of the Chicago Bears. Gotta stop this shit. I'm sorry, you ruined the whole night for all of the other great things that happened, who've busted their asses in doing their jobs, and you've made that whole night. Everything is forgotten. All we're gonna ever remember is the smack, and that's it. That's it. Don, I hope honestly he would have killed him with words. Exactly. You got the exactly, Rashad.
You got it.
He would have been up there. You're with the freaking Academy Award, the highest award of the night, or one of the highest, whatever.
First time you ever.
Anyway, Poles is ending the pussification of the Bears, as George is saying. Cars has shouted out his wife. We've broken down the smack. Hopefully the Bears put the smack on Aaron Rodgers, because the head coach of the Bears chose not to fucking get upset about when he said, I fucking own you, to the whole fucking stadium. That's the pussification. Let's get it right now. Sheri, you have shout-outs since you brought us back to the smack.
Sorry, I did want to
Laid the knowledge, though. You did lay the knowledge, and I get it.
Yeah, I wanted to at least address the hair thing because I know,
Yes.
y'all don't understand black hair. It's cool. No, shout out you guys for always keeping it 100. And we always have fun. We talk about football. We talk about life and everything on this show. So I always have a good time hanging out with you guys every Wednesday night. So shout out to you all. Hope everybody's doing good with their families and their situations. Hopefully y'all can have at least one stress-free week. So wishing that for y'all. I saw Adeptus in the chat room, in the chat said that he has a baby on the way, I believe. So congratulations.
We're glad you're back. Now I know why you've been gone. You've been trying to make babies
before she's born. That's all I'm saying, bro.
And shout out to Bullets, because I know he's another one that'll just randomly reach out and check in on me. So appreciate that. So shout out to you guys in the chat, just staying fans and sticking with us for 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours of Bears talk, football talk every Wednesday night. Chris Jackal, you were late tonight. Greg Braggs is trying to make fun of the work you did on my house.
I could give two shits about what Greg Braggs thinks, honestly.
But I honestly shout you out because of what a great friend and what a great job you did. Seriously.
You're welcome, buddy.
I'm gonna double shout you out. But go ahead, give us your shout out.
The 5 of you up here, appreciate you guys here putting in the work, and TTNL Network is a reprieve for a lot of people here on Wednesday nights, as well as everybody here on Patreon. So just want to say thank you to you guys, but also all the TTNL family out there going through it. Thinking of you guys. Sending nothing but love and positivity to everybody out there. And I haven't said it in a while, but reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a while, or just shoot a text or a phone call. Let them know you're thinking about them. So take care, everybody.
Jackal will be back next week with his Oscar award winning maybe segment. He won't be smacking anybody. Maybe Claudio will be smacking.
Won't be picking out people's wives. I'll
Jackal don't do shit, but
about my hair.
I never come at a black woman in her hair. I'm not fucking stupid. Come on.
Jackal, you'll be back next week with your segment. Jackal don't do shit, but I can tell you he did do shit. And I have the evidence to prove it. I've shared it on my Instagram and my Facebook. Claudio.
Yes,
out.
Of course. I mean, I'm going to shout out you guys, of course. I mean, if I'm not at an auction, I'd rather be, here than anywhere else.
So auction first.
The auction first.
Auctions first.
I love you.
If I'm not at an auction,
Let's get the auction underway. On the first cow here, who's got 55, 55,
That beat fucking slaps. That beat slaps. All right. Shout out to some of the OG 100 crew. Joshy, who's back. Edwin Lopez.
What's
HL
up, brothers?
Yeah. Adeptus Serpentis. Still the best
back.
name, I think.
He's back.
He's back.
Congrats.
Good luck with your child. And that's about it.
Claudio, what did you get at the auction? You had skeletons and ancient Egyptian artifacts.
I do have skeletons. I do have that at my shop. I didn't get that at the auction. The best thing I got there was a old bank sign from the late 1800s that I'm going to sell for a lot of money.
Really? 1800s?
Yeah,
from
gold
where?
leaf. It's glass.
Where's the fucking drop? Somebody put it on. Jesus Christ.
Maron.
He asked me the question. I mean, what the fuck?
They ask in the chat. I mean, come on.
In the chat.
Oh, this is Claudio the barber. Yo, this.
On that second, you stopped that on the second one. That's the worst night of my life right there. That's the spray. That's
the spray night.
Oh, yeah.
Spray. Shayne, do you want to go last or next?
I can go next. I don't care.
All right, go ahead.
Give me some fucking names.
Josh never thought he'd be listening on a motorcycle to this show in the Philippines. Neither did us.
Be careful, Josh.
None of us. Be safe, brother.
Yeah, don't. Hopefully, we don't make you laugh too hard.
Is that how they spell his name? And what's he doing out there?
Is he
Bruno Mars
holding
concert?
onto the bars on the
Yes.
side, or is he got his arms
holding
around Logan's
Logan?
waist?
He's holding the one handlebar like this. He's just
The
holding
hair
it like
hitting him in
this.
the face.
Does he have the goggles on in the sidecar?
Like,
The two of
God
them.
damn, Logan, I wish you had alopecia.
Jesus, Josh, what's this?
Oh my gosh.
Spit in your hand. Come on.
One of the hidden jokes.
Damn.
Oh my
I'm solo, fuckers.
I bet you are, Josh.
Josh, I love you, brother.
Listen, a little of the impression has squirted out, as they say. Brother.
No, shout out to all of you guys here. I know everybody contributes to this show and the production that goes on, and it doesn't go unseen by Phil and I for sure. I know we like to bust balls with everybody, but we everybody does their portion, and I think it, you know, at the end of the night on a Wednesday night at 12:06 a.m. it pays off all of the hard work, and it's a testament to what we put out here on this network. I'm gonna shout out my mom. She got a big day, really big day tomorrow. Just waiting on some news for that with how we proceed forward. So gonna be a big day for the Marsaw family. You know, hopefully everything works out, but if not, we put our nose down and head down, and we keep on moving forward like we always do. So shout out her, shout out you guys, and here we are. Let's go do this.
Let's do it. I love it.
Then let me do what I hired to do.
That's right, Sheri. Gotta do what you gotta do on this show. Listen, what an amazing show. I want to thank all of you guys. Cars, that was a really fun exercise tonight, just off the whim. Mock draft. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Obviously, got to shout out Silas Kelly, Coastal Carolina linebacker. Great guest coming on here, sharing his story, chopping it up, talking the greatest sport in the world. I think we all can agree on that. Football is life here. Claudio thought the show was over right after the season. What's that?
You said greatest sport in the world. I thought you were going to talk about soccer.
No, definitely not.
World Cup down.
Italy's out.
Listen, they're out. They're out.
The U.S. men's team is in.
U.S. made it.
Oh, look at that, Claudio. I remember being 7 years old and people telling me soccer's taking over the U.S. It'll watch. It'll be. I would laugh at them. I'm like, are you fucking nuts?
It's never gonna happen.
Never. And I was right. Now I'm 48. Gonna be 49 this summer, Sheri. Jesus. Unbelievable.
Creeping up on
scary.
Damn.
Creeping up on. Are we gonna do a 50 birth? Not a surprise.
I was saying it's not a surprise if you know about it.
I got a surprise.
Yeah.
Hey, he's wearing his Fight Like Spencer shirt.
I can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but you know.
Joshy!
Letting other kids know.
Look, he's wearing though TTNL swag. You gotta give it.
Spencer Strong.
What would he be saying right here, Shayne? What do you think he's saying?
How much?
Alan, hey Alan, you're not coming back to the Shy. I see you went to LA to play for the Rams, brother. It's all good. It's all good.
I love it.
That's so great.
Spot on.
Hey, brother.
Joshy imitation.
Starting over in the Philippines. Got rid of the whore. Things are looking up. Logan and I got
on the way.
Logan and I got a tandem bike. We're gonna fuck shit up here in the Philippines. We're gonna do it together because we're the brothers. Y'all, what's up, brother?
Why am I picturing Dumb and Dumber and they're on the scooter right now, getting 70 miles to the
Gonna piss
gallon.
out his back.
Logan took the picture.
I think it's too hot there.
Turtles, anyone? Is there any turtles in the Philippines? That's perfect. Turtle.
What time's the turtle hatch, guys?
Josh E. I am that was great. Because
That is awesome.
the fact that he's over you wasn't planned, but it's perfect.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, he's fired up now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ejax. I heckled Ejax. Jagoff? I don't understand what that even means.
He's calling Shayne a jagoff.
What?
Oh.
Hey, Patio, you coming back next year, brother O'Donnell? We love you. Die, baby.
That's all we need. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, let me finish my shout outs before Cars bounces quicker. Then Claudio finishes.
Nice. Cut it out.
What happened to the show?
Listen,
Oh,
I got to shout out my boy Adam Rank and the Sick Podcast with my guys Agnello and Sammy over there. Agnello. I got to ask him how he pronounced it. Agnello or Agnello. I want to shout out them and Sammy. All of you guys tonight. Chris Harold, patron. Just want to shout him out. Let him and send some positive energy at Chris Harold's way. Always looking out for us. His family is going through some stuff, so send some positive energy if you are a big church-going person or just spiritual. I'm a big believer in the positive energy. I also want to shout out Phil Froyland and wish him a happy 50th birthday. Another guy, big supporter, Steph Froyland's brother, turned 50. So I want to shout him out. All of you guys in the chat, thank you, Adeptus, for coming back to us and pretty much coming to help get this baby being born. So congratulations on that. Everybody here tonight. Wednesday nights are where it's at. TTNL. Let other people know. Share it. Hit the like button. What the fuck are you doing? What would Angelo say?
Then let me do what I hired to do.
That's all I ask.
You got a shout out. You forgot a shout out, Phil.
Who did I forget?
Lord Hans.
Lord Hans.
Forgot to shout out Lord Hans.
Got a shout out.
Debut tonight.
Where's he at?
I mean,
wait.
I can't. I can't. It's too hot.
End the
I want to
show
shout
with
out
him.
my guy Jeff Crooms for hyping up the show, and you see him in the beginning of the show. I want to shout out. Did I get everybody that I intended? Corey Kennedy producing all the graphics and the guest stuff. Alex Acevedo, the swag man. Ron G and Caden Whitlow with all the productions. Cool Kennedy. What did I say? Mock draft jingle for next week. We're going to do it with you.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
Here you go, fuckers. I had to pull over because I'm not going to record myself on the bike, but yeah, I'm fucking solo. So I got my Spencer Strong shirt on too. So ride or die, tape never lies, baby. TTNL for life. Love you.
Look at that. He got his own shout out on the air.
Growing the beard out too.
Growing the beard.
Was that painted to look like the Dukes of Hazzard mobile? Because that would make a lot of sense right now.
The Dukes
Roscoe
of
P.
Hazzard.
Coltrane.
The Dukes of the Philippines. You're the Lord. They're your Dukes. There you go.
Fuck, I'm screwed. Oh, I'm sorry. I love you guys. I'm kidding.
Listen, for everybody, we'll be back next week. Jackal, who do we got next week?
Chris Emma?
Chris Emma. That is correct. Chris Emma of 670. The
return guest. Shayne does have to write an intro.
And brush up on
three
your
great guests in a row coming up, guys.
Yeah.
Got 3 great guests and
Brush
a
up on your
surprise guest.
TTNL trivia, right?
Then we're gonna brush up on your trivia. Last reminder: next week we're gonna ask trivia. Claudio, Jackal, and Sheri are gonna be monitoring the chat. You get it right, you make the pick. for the mock draft. TTNL trivia night. Maybe we'll be giving away some free swag next week. It's going to be a lot of fun with Chris Emma. This weekend, we break it down receivers on Draft Mob, and we break it down the new safety, Dane Cruikshank, and Muhammad, the defensive end, Muhammad from the Colts, former Colts, on X's with the O's. That'll be Sunday at 5 o'clock East, and that'll be X's with the O's, and Draft Mob will be Sunday morning.
I hope that there's hope. 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Stability isn't availability. It's accountability. You fucking nerd fucks.
It's all good. Forget about it.
He wrote an entire article on how David Montgomery actually hurts the Bears offense.
What?
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
What world are we in?
What are they seeing? I mean,
you want me to take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed, I will. Then let me do what I hired to do.
Gotta do what we gotta do. Okay.
Oh, this is what your quarterback was in this defense, and you were in blitz defense, and he won't go. He'll be a late goal because he's watching that guy.
Right.
You got to cover him.
Got to cover him. That's the hot read. Balls.
Favorite manly fact. I was in the streets in high school.
The only way people knew that I had actually gone through puberty by listening to my voice is hair either had to be here or here, and that was it.
That side view, the presentation view, man, it's not the same when you get to analyze what's going on and what are the problems. Like, as soon as you had that back view, I was like, wow.
There's the center not doing a good enough job.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll call our show TTNL in the stands.
He inherited Dick.
Listen, my favorite podcast outside of the Football Guys Network is the Tape Never Lies Network.
Never take cough syrup and mix it up with iodine and lye.
Give me one of these real quick. There it is. I think we do Sheri.
Yeah, I don't.
I fucking love it. I love it.
We never got the whys.
Give me the fucking name.
The Tape Never Lies.
Thanks for watching the best Chicago Bears show on the planet. Keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
It makes the story true for us.